custom live streaming service. And then once I get the link, then maybe I can check it out.
We are live on custom live stream. So we are live on YouTube. Suhan, you may confirm.
Yes. Yeah, here it is showing on custom live streaming service again. And nothing has come yet over here.
मैंने बराबर बंदी बाजू लॉक कर से तो चलता है.
Okay, Anwar, we are good to go.
Suhan and Sham, can you please confirm if all the participants have named correctly? We see all the participants in. Suhan and Sham, can you please confirm if all the participants have named correctly? We see all the participants in.
Okay, I'll have a look for the first ones here. Okay, moderator.
I'm starting in another 2 minutes.
Okay, D2A2, D3 and 3. Okay.
D1A3, you are able to see, Suhan?
Sorry?
D1A3.
D1A3 I didn't find yet.
Yeah,
A3 is
Toastmaster.
not here, A3.
Yeah.
Captain D1A1, Guraz, can you confirm if all your team members are here?
Since there is screen sharing going on, I will need to scroll through and see if Nair is here, Ashok is here. Ashok, can you confirm that you are able to see us and hear us? Hello.
Yeah,
I'm here.
Thank you, Ashok. Is Michael there? Michael Jackson? Is Michael Jackson in the house?
I don't see Michael.
Yeah.
Michael said that he had some problems and he will join in a minute.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I have a signal to start? And before this, maybe the moderator would be able to mute everyone. Sorry, the host in that case.
Khalid, it's 6:30 and we are good to start.
Okay. Region 11, Advisor, DTM Ali Shahbaz Ali. District 20, Director, DTM Wafa Salman.
Yeah.
District 105, Director, DTM Robin Anand. District 116, Director, DTM Raghavan Menon. Event Chair, DTM Gayatri Ravindran. District officials, past, present, and future, fellow Toastmasters and honorable guests. Good evening. Welcome to the Debates Conference 2020. This is DTM Khalid Abdullah, your Chief Sergeant at Arms for today's contest. I'm sure you're all eager to start this beautiful journey of this debate contest. But let me first remind you of few rules related to such virtual contests. Kindly make sure that your device, either laptop or phones, are charged and you have stable internet connection. Although the chat box is permitted to co-host only, kindly refrain from any side chats in the chat box, especially when the contestant is giving a speech. Kindly mute your mics and close your videos when the role players or contestant are speaking. Request all to log in with your correct name for the host and co-host to recognize you. Kindly avoid entering or leaving the virtual contest back and forth, as this would create unnecessary workload administering the waiting room. Kindly note that contestants have full responsibility for their internet and stage setup. Contestants will not be able to compete unless they are able to share their video and be visible and audible to all. As your Chief Sergeant Arm, I will take care of preparing debaters on their speaking position before handing them over to the moderator for formal introduction. Timing will begin once formal introduction by the moderator is done by any word uttered or stage act done by the contestant. I will now read the district mission. We build new clubs and support all clubs in achieving excellence. With this, I would like to introduce the Master of Ceremonies for the day, who is Toastmaster Vijaya Sukumar. She has been in Toastmaster for the past 7 years. She is currently the president of Take Debate Toastmaster Club. She is one of the founder members of Desert Devas Toastmaster Club. Presenting the very vivacious Master of Ceremonies for today's virtual contest. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Vijaya Sukumar to sail the ship for this virtual contest.
Thank you very much, DTM Khalid, for that wonderful introduction. Good evening, Region 11. Are you all ready? Can I see a thumbs up on the emoticons? Welcome to Synergize, the Debaters Conference 2020. I am Vijaya Sukumar, your MC for this evening. Today, we are all assembled here to witness an event that is bound to go down in the annals of Region 11, an event that is a synergy of people across 4 countries. Now, synergy is seen in abundance across the plant and animal kingdom in both simple and profound ways. Take the instance of bees. Bees sip nectar from flowers that gets turned into honey, and that honey is used as their food. These flowers are in turn pollinated by the bees. Have you ever seen geese flying in a V formation? Why do they do so? Because when a goose flaps its wings, it creates an updraft for the goose behind it so that it can glide on it. This way, the whole flock can fly 71% farther. Be it in nature or in humans, the fact is that combined efforts achieve greater results than that of an individual. This evening is all about team efforts, right from the word go, whether it be behind the scenes or the teams that are about to battle it out for a spot in the finals to be held on the 17th of June 2020. Debaters from 3 districts, District 20, District 105, and District 116, are all vying to be crowned as the best debaters in the region. Today, we have with us 24 brave hearts, warriors from 4 clubs. The first Division A DTM club, Bahrain. The Elite Debaters Toastmasters Club, Kuwait. RCS Debaters Toastmasters Club, Qatar. And Take Debate Toastmasters Club, UAE. They are all set to unleash their rhetorical swords. So, ladies and gentlemen, dignitaries in the house, are you ready to witness a battle of words, wits, and rhetoric between some of the best debaters across 4 countries? For an event of this magnitude, it is only befitting that we set the ball rolling with a few words from the dynamic Region 11 advisor. It is my honor and privilege to welcome and invite the Region 11 advisor, DTM Ali Shahbaz Ali, to address this gathering. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, our wonderful MC, for that start with full of synergy and energy. And thank you, Heyman Mundra. It's good to have that honor that you are sharing the screen, and good to catch up with you. Region 11 leaders and members, forgive me if I am going to miss out on some leaders I couldn't catch in the participants list, but I would address everybody here, especially to district leaders, District Director Wafa Salman, PQD Muhammad Salim, and I see Tayalan from Qatar as well, CGD Alka Kumra from District 20, IPDD Rajeshwar. I also see PQD Nelson, sorry about that, if it is the Nelson which I'm thinking of. District leaders from Region 11 once again, and members. A very good evening to everybody. One of our leaders, Gayatri, has been in touch with me with regards to having a debate contest or a debate showcase in Region 11. There had been a lot of discussions which she has been doing with the team, and I'm very proud of this idea going forward. Now, we always kind of underestimate the power of few clubs in the world of Toastmasters, in my experience. And these are advanced clubs, these are debate clubs, these are corporate clubs. What do they have, what they can bring in in terms of having the contest cycle on, or contest season. We do know contest seasons or conferences, contests, they take big share of it. But when we talk about debate clubs, it's kind of always left out. And here is where creativity comes in. When great minds think how to make something big. I attended a workshop few weeks back, and I recall DTM Muhammad Noor, Prince George, our district director Wafa Salman, Gayatri, and few others who were speaking in that debate workshop. And there is where this idea struck in me. Let's have this taken to the next level. Over the years, I myself was a member of a debate club which closed down a few years back. I saw a lot of learning, a lot of research, a lot of debate happening between teams, and there are a lot of emotions involved. Once that club closed down, I never thought of joining any other debate club. I was so much busy with a regular club. But here is today where debate clubs are taking it to the next level, having a showcase at the region level itself. When I saw the 4 flags or the 4 banners on the screen by the organizers, I didn't see just 3 districts. Something magical struck me today. This was District 20 before, where we were 7 countries, and I had the honor to be the district director of all 7 countries. And that's what made me feel here I come home again, to back to all the districts I see today, District 20, 116, and District 105. All the 7 countries back together again. Thank you, the organizers. Hats off to you to bring us all closer once again, and looking forward to enjoy the debate. Over to you, MC. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so very much, sir, for those extremely motivating and encouraging words, and especially for shedding light on the history behind this event. I'm sure all our debaters are infused with greater zest right now. The chief judge for this evening's contest is DTM Ain de la Cruz, who works as a project manager for Be Entrepreneur magazine and YouTube channel. She loves reading and debating. May I request you, Chief Judge, to put on your video and give me a thumbs up.
Good evening, everyone. I'm very pleased to be the chief judge for today. I hope we have a lovely debate. I have no doubt this is going to be something that will continue. Maybe next year, maybe next term. Let's do this again. This is so super exciting, and we're all stoked. We look forward to having a great debate. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Let me now introduce you to our team of timers who will be having their eyes glued to the clock and keeping track of every second and ensuring that everyone adheres to the agenda. So please put your hands together for Imelda Corrald, Anuradha Kamath, and Faisal Jamil. These are our timers for this evening. Let me now go on to introduce you all to a team without whom this event is impossible. In this online debate, one cannot emphasize enough the crucial role that technology plays, and ensuring that this event runs smoothly without a glitch is our tech team, comprising of Anwar Adam, Hemant Mundra, Suhan Munaf, and Sham Sundar. Thank you so very much. Chief Judge, are your judges ready? Do I have your permission to go ahead?
Yes, please go ahead.
Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to be a part of history in the making, as this event is a trailblazer, a harbinger for many more such eloquent battles in the years to come? Without further ado, let me now move on to the moment we are all waiting for, to see two teams lock their horns over a thought-provoking issue and to conduct our very first debate in this knockout round is our erudite debate moderator, Toastmaster Ahmed Shukri. A Toastmaster since 2003, Toastmaster Ahmed specializes in speech evaluation and formal debating. Winner of the evaluation speech contest at DTAC 2012, Toastmaster Ahmed enjoys a good book or a gripping movie during his spare time. Over to you, Toastmaster Ahmed Shukri.
Thank you very much indeed, Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Vijaya, fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. Welcome to the noble and thrilling arena of debating. I am thrilled and excited to share with you a few ground rules for the first knockout stage in the first debaters conference between 3 districts in the Gulf. Before we start the debate proper, please allow me to share a few ground rules. This debate will follow the standard Toastmaster International debate format, which is also based on the Lincoln Douglas debate method. We will have 3 speakers on each side, the affirmative and the negative, and both teams will debate the following resolution, which you will see on the screen right now. It is resolved that artificial intelligence will replace human intelligence. The resolution one more time. It is resolved that artificial intelligence will replace human intelligence. On the affirmative side, we will have the first DIVA DTM Toastmasters Club, and on the negative side, we will have the Kuwait Elite Debaters. The speeches will be timed according to a number of rules, the first of which is the captain's constructive speech or opening speech, which will be timed for 5 minutes. The timers will signal green at 4.5 minutes, amber at 4 minutes and 40 seconds, red at 4 minutes and 50 seconds, and the red light will remain on until the mic is muted at 5 minutes. The cross-examination part will last for 2 minutes. The green light will show on at 1 minute. The amber light will show on at 1.5 minutes. And the red light will show at 2 minutes, along with muting the mics of both the examiner and the respondent. For speakers 2 and 3, during the rebuttal and constructive speech, the timing will be 3 minutes. At 2.5 minutes, the green light will show. 2 minutes, 40 seconds, the amber light will show. 2 minutes and 50 seconds, the red light will show, and it will remain until 3 minutes where the mic will be muted. We will be allowing a 30 seconds grace period between speakers to allow our judges to mark their ballots. The summation part will also last for 3 minutes by the team captains. At 2.5 minutes, the green light will be turned on. 2 minutes and 40 seconds, the amber light will be turned on. 2 minutes and 50 seconds, the red light will be turned on and will remain on until mic is muted at 3 minutes. Before we go into the summary speeches, a 2 minutes breakout session will be allocated for both teams to regroup and discuss summary. Teams are offered to benefit from this breakout session, and in the first knockout stage, both teams will benefit from the breakout sessions. They will be escorted there by our technical moderators, timers, and chief judge. Technical moderators will actually start the 2 minutes once they make sure that all the teams are inside the breakout room. While there, please, we refrain from using any mobile phones and make sure to turn your videos on for a better and faster discussion with your team members. The Chief Sergeant at Arms will notify us once all team members are back to the main room and the 2 minutes are over to commence and prepare the opener of the summary speech so that we can commence the summation of speeches. Please note that no new material will be allowed during the summary speeches. Normally, moderators are usually going to stop the addition of any new material, but due to our virtual nature of debate, I will not be stopping any speakers in the summary speech, but I will take a note of that, and I will, at the end of the summation, notify the judges if there will be any new material added by the summation of speakers. Speakers, of course, will speak according to the sequence of speech, during which all the debaters, moderators, and timers will keep their videos on. The rest, of course, you'll keep your videos off and mics muted, because with your help, we will avoid any heckling of the speakers during the debate, and we will have a smooth and proper debate exchange between the affirmative and negative teams. Let us now meet our debaters for the first knockoff round of the debaters conference. On the affirmative side, representing Diva Toastmasters Club, all the way from the Kingdom of Bahrain, and you will see the names on the share screen right now. The affirmative side from Diva Debate Toastmasters Club will consist of 3 speakers. The team captain will be Toastmasters Goraz Wankadia, marked as A1, followed by the second speaker, Toastmaster Ashok Nair, marked at A2, and the third speaker, Toastmaster Michael Jackson, marked as A3. Debating against the motion will be the team from Elite Debaters Club from Kuwait. The team captain is Toastmaster Prince George, noted by N1, followed by the second speaker, Toastmaster Abir Nuwayhed, marked at N2, and the third speaker is Toastmaster Alan Paul, marked at N3. These are our worthy opponents. They are ready and they are gearing up to face each other inside the first motion of the day. Now, Chief Judge, are we ready to start this debate round? Yes, she is ready and her team is ready. Fellow debaters, are you ready to start this round? They're all ready. Fellow Toastmasters, let us start this debate session. May I kindly call upon the Chief Sergeant at Arms, DTM Khalid Abdullah, to prepare the opener from the affirmative team.
Thank you, moderator. Toastmaster Goraz.
Yes,
How are you doing today?
I'm good, doing well.
Excellent. May I remind you to pin the timer, please?
Timer 1.
Timer 1, please. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Excellent. Before I hand you over back to the moderators, just a small notice for the other debaters and everyone else. Can I ask you to switch off your video, please? Let's have only the moderator and the target debater who would be coming next. Thank you. So whenever you are ready, Toastmaster Goraz, you can just give me thumbs up with a smile so we can begin the debate.
Yes, but I would like to, I'm giving you the thumbs up. I just want to make sure that you can see me clearly, that I'm visible clearly on the video, and that you can hear me also clearly.
Exactly. As agreed yesterday, yes, I can see you Once I started small dialogue with you, it means I can see you and I can hear you. If there is anything wrong, I'll step in and of course, I'll correct it.
Great. Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. All the best. Moderator, all yours.
Toastmaster Khalid Abdullah, I would like to interrupt for a minute. I think Imelda is not the co-host.
Okay, host, Toastmaster Anwar, could we please correct that? Could we have Toastmaster Imelda to have a co-host before we start?
You may proceed. It has been done.
Thank you, host. Moderator, all yours.
Thank you very much, fellow Toastmasters. The opening speech by the affirmative team captain, Toastmaster Guraz Wankadia. The stage is yours.
Mr. Moderator, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is resolved that artificial intelligence will replace human intelligence. My team and I fully agree with this statement, and we firmly believe that it is true. Let me start by defining the terms in the resolution. According to Encyclopedia Britannica, artificial intelligence is the ability of a digital computer or a computer-controlled robot to perform tasks commonly associated with intelligent beings. The term AI is applied to developing systems endowed with intellectual processes which are characteristic of humans, such as the ability to reason, discover meaning, generalize, or learn from the past. Also, according to Britannica, human intelligence is the mental ability that enables one to learn from experience, adapt to new situations, understand and handle abstract concepts, and use knowledge to manipulate one's environment. Replace simply means take the place of. I want to draw the attention of all to one of the terms in the resolution, will. The word will pertains to the future, an occurrence in the future. The moment you say will, it means something that will happen in the future. The future can mean tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, or even a decade later. In fact, it can also mean a century or a millennium later. Now, I would like to kindly request the attention of everybody to this particular image that I'm going to display on the screen share. This image shows evolution of mankind. My question to you is, did this particular creature know that millenniums later it is going to develop into a full-fledged human being? Absolutely not. This goes to show that anything can happen in the future. The future may be uncertain, but evolution is inevitable. I'm trying to, okay. Artificial intelligence can be categorized in three types. ANI, which stands for Artificial Narrow Intelligence, AGI, Artificial General Intelligence, and ASI, which is Artificial Super Intelligence. I will be dealing with ANI, and my teammates will be dealing with the other two. Artificial Narrow Intelligence. This is when AI is able to mimic human intelligence or behavior in an isolated or narrow range of parameters and contexts. Siri, Alexa, IBM Watson, smart homes, quant investing, all fall under this category. ROS, also called as an artificial attorney, can analyze 1 billion text documents in 3 seconds. This would have taken a legal professional his whole lifetime. Playing chess, medical diagnosis, computer search engines, voice recognition, and handwriting recognition fall under this category too. According to the Business Insider Intelligence report, 15 June 2016, driverless cars will become a commercial reality in less than 15 to 20 years from now. Dear friends, at my workplace, my team and I, we sell technology for a living. My colleagues and I program control systems that can make various equipments, lights, curtains, blinds, home entertainment, kitchen appliances, and even bathroom appliances work on the whims and fancies of our clients. I can confidently say here that you are hearing this from the horse's mouth, that technology is advancing at a faster pace every year. The exponential rate at which technology is enhancing year after year, every enhancement is taking a shorter time to accomplish. This being the case, we are confident that today's resolution will be reality sooner than later. My team and I firmly believe in this resolution. Over to you, Mr. Debate Moderator.
Thank you very much. Team opener, Toastmaster Guraz. 30 seconds grace period, please. Thank you very much. Toastmaster Khalid, prepare the next speaker.
Toastmaster Prince.
Yes, Khalid.
How are you doing?
All well, thank you.
Excellent. May I just remind you to pin the timer, please?
It's done, Khalid.
Excellent. So just a small announcement for the other debaters. You can keep your video on. I just was corrected by the chairperson, so please just keep your video on. All. So whenever you are ready, Toastmaster Prince, you can just give me thumbs up with a smile if you don't mind, so we can begin the debate. Excellent. All the best. Moderator, all yours.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, cross-examining the opening speech is the negative team captain, Toastmaster Prince George. The stage is yours.
Thank you, moderator. My dear worthy opponent, you mentioned something like future is uncertain. You also mentioned something about the exponential rate at which AI is going to grow. So does this serve the purpose of the debate? Because if I'm not wrong, the debate is about AI will replace HI. So do you have any credible information to prove that this is going to happen, come what may?
We have given enough information in the opening statement that, and with credible sources, starting from Britannica to Business Insider Intelligence report of 2016, we have mentioned, and you're hearing it from the horse's mouth. I'm telling you, I'm from the field of industry, where I have white papers which will talk about how AI is taking over.
Based on Britannica, but it was not. I mean, your definitions were based on Britannica. I'm asking you about your words like
please look up the Business Insider Intelligence report 15 June 2016, where it very clearly mentions that driverless cars will become a reality in the next 15 years.
That's not my question, sir. So that's not my question. My question is about exponential rate at which AI is growing. Can you prove this to me? And can you tell me that this is not speculation? Because it's all speculation as what I can see. There's no proof that
I would like to answer that in two ways. First of all, I have very clearly mentioned that the resolution is not talking about when this will happen. If the resolution said it's going to happen tomorrow or next week, I would have understood your question. Your question holds no importance because it says future. Future can be even a decade later or even a century later.
This is where we disagree with you, because I wish you were sitting in a debate where it was AI should replace HI. However, I'm sorry to inform you that we are sitting in a debate which
It says will.
AI
It says will replace,
HI.
which means
So you're debating
anything that can
on
happen in
points
the
which do
future.
not,
You
which do
need to
not.
let me answer your
It's a
question.
foreseeable future,
Your
sir.
question
It's not a
is it
future 10,000 years down. 10,000 years down, we could be monkeys for all you know.
Thank you very much. This was the first cross-examination. May I now call upon the negative team captain, Toastmaster Prince George, to start his opening speech.
Fellow debating enthusiasts and my worthy opponents, good evening. As the negative team, we strongly disagree with this proposition and believe that AI will not replace HI. With due respect to my opponent's term definitions, I would like to define the terms as follows. Human intelligence, I agree with the definition put forth. Artificial intelligence, I disagree because it has been defined by my opposition team as artificial general intelligence, which is a human level intelligence, and this is purely theoretical and not in the foreseeable future. As per Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy, AI is the field devoted to creating optimal programs for intelligent agents under time and space constraints on the machines implementing these programs. For the definition of will, I do not agree with this as well. We believe that we are talking about the foreseeable future tense and inevitable events. I cannot agree the definition which is based on 10,000 years down the line. This is not a valid argument at all. Now, as I said, through my cross-examination, I think my opponents have come in for a debate with a different subject, that AI should replace HI. However, we are in a debate where AI will replace HI, which is completely different. Our team's arguments would be broadly classified under the following 7 contentions. 1, the unexplored potential of the human mind and human genetics. 2nd, the practical limitations of AI. 3rd, how the human mind is functional while AI system is digital in nature. 4th, the limitations of ethical AI. 5th, the basic human traits cannot be replaced. 6th, AI is created as a human support tool and it shall coexist. 7, how humans are hardwired to survive. First, the unexplored potential of the human mind and human genetics. The brain is an extremely complex machine. The complete potential of the brain is still being explored. Why it cannot be replaced? Billions of neurons. Each neuron is connected to about 10,000 neighboring neurons. So connections in 1 cubic centimeter of the brain is equal to the number of stars in the Milky Way galaxy. Can you believe that? Eric Waymire in 2001 became the first and so far only blind person to climb the Mount Everest. Today, he climbs with a grid of over 600 tiny electrodes in his mouth known as BrainPort. This device allows him to see with his tongue while he climbs. Brain may be in the dark, but the mind constructs and forms the perception of vision. How amazing is that? About measuring intelligence, we are still evolving from mediated learning experience, which were the studies done in the 1950s, to the current IQ tests by Binet and Theodore Simon based on judgment, comprehension, and reasoning. We have not yet concluded how to define the term intelligent, and we are talking about replacing AI with HI with AI. Look at this. What this talks about the practical limitations of AI. What does this tell us? This tells us that 7 billion supercomputers will need 700 terawatts of electricity, which would exceed the global energy production from all sources by a factor of 200. Does it make any sense? Unless we have a revolutionary, super efficient energy source, the AI demands can never be met with. Also, the Moore's law. What does Moore's law says? Moore's law says that the number of transistors in an integrated circuit doubles every 2 years. This was in effect since 1950. However, in the last 5 years, it has stagnated and the computer power has not increased by the factorial of 10. So Moore's law stagnates over a period of time. Does this make sense? From all I understand from this basically is that we don't know what the human mind is capable of. We don't know how to measure intelligence. We don't know that AI has its own practical limitations. So it's unreasonable to state that the intelligence created by human beings will replace replace human beings. Over to you, moderator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Prince George. We can stop sharing the screen and allow 30 seconds grace period.
Toastmaster Ashok,
Yes,
how are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you.
Excellent. May I remind you to pin the timer, please?
Done.
Excellent. So whenever you're ready, just, if you don't mind, just give me a thumbs up with a smile so we can begin the contest. Wonderful. Good luck. Moderator, all yours.
Thank you very much. Cross-examination by the second speaker of the affirmative team, Toastmaster Ashok Nair. The stage is yours.
My dear fellow Toastmasters, a very good evening. Toastmaster Prince, can you tell me
Yes, sir.
which dictionary defines will as the foreseeable future? I think you don't have an answer for that.
No, I would like to correct you. You asked me the question, let me answer it.
Yeah.
The definition of a debate does not necessarily have to come from a dictionary. I'm sorry to correct you on that. The definition can be defined as how I believe I would like to proposition my argument. So I would like to correct you on this.
If that was the case, the word foreseeable future would be part of the resolution. The very fact that the resolution states will and not foreseeable future, it implies that the resolution
I disagree with you, sir. I disagree with
future
you, sir. I disagree with you, sir, because it's in the open. It's up to you what proposition you choose. It's up to me what proposition I choose as my team. And we do not want to dwell in something which is inconsequential. At least my great grandchildren should see what AI is about. So I don't want to wait for 10,000 years.
Limitations of artificial intelligence and the energy that is consumed. Is
Yes.
this debate relating to the pros and cons of artificial intelligence?
No, sir. It's just saying that it has its limitations. So can you actually use AI to replace HI? If you do not have the energy, if you do not have, if this whole world cannot provide enough energy for AI to replace HI, how are you in practically saying that it can be done? I'm giving you facts. These are statistics that I've given you. And you want to see references? I can give you. So I can give you references as well. So in case you wish to see references, I can show you references as well. I have references for all the information I'm giving you.
So in your speech, you did not state in your speech, and now you're showing me a screen with thousands of words.
I left it for the cross-examination, sir. Thank you for asking me. So I left it for the cross-examination, and it's proved here. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Prince George. If you can stop sharing. Now, with the rebuttal speech from the second speaker of the affirmative team, Toastmaster Ashok Nair, stage is yours.
Let me now explain the second type of artificial intelligence, which is AGI, or artificial general intelligence. AGI is the ability of a machine to replicate human intelligence and behavior in a form that is indistinguishable from that of a human. AGI can think abstractly, strategize, and tap into our thoughts and emotions before taking a decision. It can reason, plan, solve problems, learn, think abstractly, make judgments, and use your prior knowledge and experience in its workings. Using an approach called whole brain emulation, scientists have successfully replicated the brains of a flatworm. A flatworm has 302 neurons in its brains. The human as about 10 billion. Patrick Winston, professor at MIT and former director of MIT Artificial Intelligence Lab, says that complete replication of the human brain can happen around 2020. At this stage, AGI can do anything that a human being can do much faster and with much greater accuracy. Judith Donath, professor at Harvard University's Bateman and Klein Internet Society, states, the question to be asked is not if artificial intelligence will replace human intelligence. The question to be asked is, when will it happen? The affirmative team believes that this is the case. So, ladies and gentlemen, sometime down the future, artificial intelligence will surely replace human intelligence. That is our conviction based on the exponential growth in the past, the readings.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ashok. 30 seconds grace period.
Toastmaster Abir,
Yes.
how are you doing today?
Good evening. I'm
Good
good.
evening
Thank
to
you.
you. Excellent. May I remind you to pin the timer, please?
I did already. I pinned timer 1.
Excellent. So whenever you are ready, you can just give me a thumbs up with a smile if you don't mind. Good luck. Moderator, all yours.
Thank you very much. Cross-examining the second speaker from the affirmative is the second speaker from negative team, Toastmaster Abir Nuwayhed. The stage is yours.
Thank you. Good evening, my worthy opponent, Mr. Ashok. My question to you is, you said that AGI is a hypothetical intelligence, right? Do you agree so, that AGI is a hypothetical intelligence, yes or no?
No.
I want to ask you a question. Do you think, as a Toastmaster, do you think a robot can mentor human beings?
Definitely yes.
So you trust robots in the future to mentor your child, to teach your child, all okay?
Definitely. Why not?
Definitely. So it can replace HI with all these things. One more question to you. Do you really think robots can jump to accurate conclusions?
Absolutely, yes.
And they are just based on the things they are fed, right or wrong?
Future robots will have emotions and thinking capabilities.
No, but I'm asking, will he make those decisions based on the information that he's fed in his
When a brain
machine?
is replicated, artificial intelligence will have all aspects of a human brain. So the decision will be similar to what a human
I
being does.
disagree with that, but I'll prove it later on. Now, one more question also, because you said that one of the things that they can do judgment. I want to ask you, will you feel okay when you see a robot replacing a lawyer or a judge in a case that you are involved with?
As my
with
team
no
captain
emotional
said,
bias?
there is no emotion required. As my team captain said, artificial robot can scan billions of documents in 3 seconds. I would definitely.
But what if new artificial intelligence are to be programmed into this machine? Who will do that?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The second speaker from the negative team, Toastmaster Abir Noihed, your rebuttal speech, the stage is yours.
We as the negative team believe that AI will not replace HI because AI systems are digital, while human brains are functional with a more complicated form of intelligence. We've seen the computers and their power, but they follow mathematical logic, ones and zeros, true and false, while the human minds follow logarithmic nature. So here when we talk about AI, we talk about concepts like ambition, greed, aspirations, and even love will be gone with the wind. And unless we were smart enough to find ways to put these into AI systems, or if we are dumb enough to do so. As Penrose studied in his book, The Shadows of Mind, he clearly states that consciousness is something unique that we have because we are aware of the world around us, of the thoughts around us. And he said that this requires a non-computational extension. My second statement is that AI will not replace HI because ethical AI, ethical, is a speculation. It has limitations that will prevent the creation of accurate decision-making. And these limitations are many, such as insufficient knowledge that it's to a new situation that is in hand, or maybe a dilemma an agent might be facing and result in the sacrificing of something important. And we've seen this as an example with a self-driving car, which was supposed to protect the passenger, and at the end, it killed the pedestrian who was crossing the street. Another example, in the iRobot movie with Will Smith, we saw how the robot was taught to steal a purse of a lady. Then my question to you is, who will be accountable for that? And what laws will apply then? My third and most important contention is that AI will not replace HI because basic human traits are simply irreplaceable. Humanity, people, we're talking here about humanity. And what makes us human is the ability to empathize. Yes, robots can perform basic human interactions, but they don't have this innate ability to connect and understand people. And this is a must as a task for tasks such managing emotions, working in teams, and communicating effectively. My 11-year-old son can come to me saying, "Mom, everything is okay, but me," or "everything went well in school, but me," not only as a mother, but as a human being, can tell that there's something going wrong. Also my customers, because I work in customer experience, and I can tell that there's often a disconnect between what people say they feel and what they actually feel. To sum it up, people lie, but their brains don't. And this is as said by...
Thank you very much. Time is up. We allow 30 seconds grace period. Please mute DTM, Ashok, please.
Toastmaster Michael. Toastmaster Michael.
Yes, speaking.
How are you doing today?
Well, same as everybody else, I hope. Fine, thank you.
Excellent. May I remind you to pin the timer, please?
Done.
Excellent. So whenever you're ready, just give me thumbs up. And if you don't mind, with a smile. Yes. Thank you. All the best. Moderator, all yours.
Thank you very much indeed. Cross-examination by the third speaker from the affirmative team, Toastmaster Michael Jackson. The stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Toastmaster moderator. Toastmaster Abir, I wasn't listening properly. Did you actually use iRobot as a reference?
Yeah, no, not as a reference,
Incredible.
as an example
Wow.
that it might happen.
Just fantastic.
As an example
And
that it might happen.
Just
So don't you think that robots can be taught to steal?
So let me just move
Don't you
forward
think?
from there. Is that, do you actually consider that digital is dumb? Did I actually hear you say that? Yes,
No.
I did, I believe. You actually
Maybe
said,
you didn't hear well.
whispered into the
Maybe you
microphone
didn't hear
something
well.
about that's intelligent
No,
or is
no.
it dumb? I can't
I
believe
said
that you would
I
actually
hope
play with
humans-
somebody in that
no,
way.
No, no, this is not.
I really
this is
think.
not what.
What
is
are you
not what-
doing? You're
Are you
pandering to
asking me
people's
a question
emotions
to
here.
answer?
I'm just
Mike, are you asking me a
incredulous that you
question so I
use
can
this.
answer, or you just want to speak? Because if you are
I'm
saying
just
something, I need to
flabbergasted that you
answer.
could actually use that kind of not. I find it incredible. Right, next
Mr.
question.
Moderator, Mr.
said
Ahmad, is
human
there a
traits
question to
are
me or just you
irreplaceable.
speaking?
You
I have to
said
stop you
human
there.
traits. You said human traits are irreplaceable. Do you seriously believe that?
Are you asking me questions because you're not giving me time to answer? I didn't say
How much
that.
time do you need?
I said that humans, I hope they will be not dumb later on to put all the human traits in the artificial intelligence system, which I doubt that it will happen. That's why AI will never replace HI. So that I'm correcting what I said.
Are you familiar with a concept of big data? Are you
course.
aware of big data? Fine. So
Of
you'll
course.
accept that big data is producing more information for humans than has ever been produced before. We've got more information now than we ever have had previously.
We accept the technology and we know that everything is evolving. We're just not accepting the point that AI will replace HI. We're saying that they will coexist together, they are connected, but not.
Thank you very much. This concludes a fiery cross-examination. Let's move on to the rebuttal speech by the third affirmative speaker, Toastmaster Michael Jackson. The stage is yours.
Good evening, distinguished guests, fellow Toastmasters, and of course, my worthy but somewhat questionable opponents. The resolution stands as artificial intelligence will replace human intelligence. I've heard a number of things here that I find a little bit disturbing. Toastmaster Prince references all these references and that sort of thing, but actually when we get down to it, he doesn't really talk about what's evolution, which is the status we put in there in the first place. I'm sure you would all agree with me that we're actually, if you go back 200 years to the 18th century, there's actually people's intelligence then and people's intelligence now has evolved. But one of the reasons for that is because of the technology and the way that that's moved forward. And what is interesting is the exponential increase or improvement in technology far outstrips the way that the human, to put it as T.M. Abir put it, logarithmic thinking actually works. My role today is to talk about ASI, artificial superintelligence, and this is where things are going to get a little bit kind of theoretical and maybe a touch scary for those of you, who aren't into quantum computing. Artificial intelligence will match and then surpass the human mind. To be classed as AI, technology would have to be more capable than a human in every single way possible. Not only could these AI carry out tasks, but they would even be able to have emotions and relationships, something my worthy opponents seem to think is absolutely impossible. Classical computers, as was rightly pointed out by Prince, actually talk about storing data and all that kind of stuff. And I accept that, I agree. If you look at it, the iPhone that you have in your pocket has 7 million times more data storage and over 100,000 times more processing power than the computer that put somebody on the moon. So you're absolutely right. That was Graham Kendall, Professor of Computer Science and Chief Executive, University of Nottingham. So I accept classical computing may or may not, but again, exponential increments have shown something completely different. If we step into the world of quantum mechanics, this is where things start to become very interesting. Prince, you mentioned Moore's law. We're talking up to 1 million times faster than some classical computers. When you talk about Moore's law, the number of transistors on a computer chip doubles every year or every 2 years while the cost falls. You're right, it's becoming limited, but actually qubits is now where the science is. And last year they only need to put 1 qubit a year to increase Moore's law. And last year they put 50,000 onto one machine. So I'm sorry, gentlemen and lady, but I'm thinking you're going to be left behind if you're going to stay in that market in the back there. Over to you, debate moderator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Michael. 30 seconds grace period. Please mute Michael.
Toastmaster Alan,
Yes,
how are you doing today?
doing great.
Excellent. May I remind you to pin the timer, please?
Okay, yes,
Done?
yes.
Excellent. So just the normal request whenever you are ready, please.
I'm ready.
Good luck. Moderator,
Thank you.
all yours.
Thank you very much. A kind reminder to all the upcoming debaters. Please allow enough time for the respondent to respond to your questions, or else I have to intervene in the cross-examination. Cross-examining. The third speaker from the affirmative is the third speaker from the negative, Toastmaster Alan Paul. The stage is yours.
Thank you, moderator, and a warm good evening to my worthy opponent.
Good evening.
Toastmaster Michael, you mentioned that qubits is about 1024 digits processing at one time, isn't it?
That potentially is your definition. I didn't state that.
You did state that. So does this mean that the Moore's law is not, it won't work or it will fail? Do you feel Moore's law will fail because of this?
What? I can't hear you. So what does this mean? Musla? What's Musla?
Moore's law.
Oh, Moore's law. I apologize. Yes. Moore's law applies to transistors. Quantum computing doesn't base itself on transistors. It actually uses a thing called.
So does this mean that it fails? Yes or no?
Moore's law applies to something that we're not even talking about.
No, I just want to know a yes or no.
Computing.
That's it. I don't want an explanation.
Well, why are you asking me to talk about something that we're not even talking about? Moore's law is
So I just want a simple yes or no. That's it. You seem to be running around the bush. I just want a simple yes or no question. That's it. If not, then I'll move on to the next question because I have a lot of questions.
Sorry, I beg your pardon. It's a well-known fact that Moore's law is actually stagnant or stagnating at the moment. Yes, so it will in time fail.
That is a no, right?
But it wasn't part of the argument that I was talking about. I'm talking about quantum computing, which has got nothing to do with Moore's law.
Thank you, Toastmaster Michael. I think I got my answer already. Moving on, you said 200 years back we have evolved, and this is because of technology, isn't it? And you also mentioned about ASI quantum computing surpassing the human mind. Is this hypothetical?
Yes, it is.
So is there an exponential growth for anything like this?
Is there going to be a tomorrow, right? Is hypothetical. Is there going to be a next week? Is hypothetical. Given the exponents, given the way things have moved recently in the way, then you can see that there's an obvious answer here.
Thank you very much. This concludes the cross-examination. Rebuttal speech by the third negative speaker, Toastmaster Alan Paul. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. As our worthy opponent already mentioned, they are showing about an exponential growth for anything. I mean, look at the stock market with bullish share. They all crash when the coronavirus kicks in. So let's base our arguments on logic rather than speculation. Artificial intelligence is designed as a tool to help human beings, but replacing the human mind? Definitely not. Artificial intelligence and human intelligence are completely different. I mean, imagine if you have a car which comes in with company-made tires. These tires don't perform as expected. It is not durable. But if we replace these tires with better tires that have more durability and performance that enhances this car, I mean, it is a good thing. But Does this mean that one day this tire will replace the entire car? No, it's different. My worthy opponents covered some areas where artificial intelligence is more intelligent. But what about the other areas? Human intelligence is intelligent in at least 9 areas at the same time, like hearing, seeing, feeling, smelling, tasting, thinking, relating, emoting. Artificial intelligence is only a human tool to ease our efforts in certain areas. We are at the top of nature's food chain for a very long time. We aren't the physically strongest species on this earth. I mean, a gorilla could smash us. We aren't the fastest species. I mean, a cheetah can sleepwalk faster than us. We aren't the most venomous species. We are neither the most durable species because cockroaches can survive through extreme amount of radiation. We don't have any interesting built-in biological defenses either. I mean, skunks and porcupines, they have their built-in biological defenses. But we human beings, despite all this, we are fragile, and the vast majority of animals in this world could kill us effortlessly given the opportunity to do that. And yet, we still stand as the most dominant species. We overcome our weaknesses because we are competitive and we have the instinct to survive, and we will thrive for a better standard. Our knowledge is our power. Take, for example, a snake. It will never create more efficient life for itself like us. It will always hunt its prey with its venom, and when it is satisfied, it will come back because that is what the snake knows what to do. It will not be able to start a business by other snakes to work with it. We human beings have always created efficient processes and systems to serve us, not to overtake us. We will never allow ourselves to go extinct, how much ever we push ourselves. Even if we design artificial intelligence to serve us, we will make sure that artificial does not.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Alan. 30-second grace period.
Toastmaster Guraz?
Yes, Khalid.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
May I just remind you to spin the timer, please?
Spin the timer.
Yep.
Okay, timer 1.
Yes, please. Done?
Yes.
Excellent. So may I just have your readiness to show by thumbs up so we can resume the contest. Excellent. All the best. Moderator, all
Thank
yours.
you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Khalid. The last chance for cross-examination is from the team captain of the affirmative team, Toastmaster Guraz Wankadia. The stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. And Alan, I must tell you, you are an intriguing person to be able to take us away from the resolution so smoothly, but it doesn't really help you at all. Well, I have a question to ask you, but before that, I want to tell you that I was impressed by
the cross-examination. Let's get straight to the question.
Cross-examination. Do you have a smartphone in your hand right now, on your table right now? Let me ask you a question. Do you know about Siri, Alexa?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Would you have this 10 years ago?
No, I didn't.
Absolutely. Do you know that Ross, the artificial attorney, can analyze a billion text documents in 3 seconds? You would not have been able to do this 5 or 7 years ago.
Do these questions have anything to do with my speech? Let's stick to the cross-examination on
I'm
my
simply
constructive
asking you,
speech.
do you believe that technology in AI is moving forward or not? Yes or no?
Artificial intelligence, as I already mentioned in my speech, helps us humans. Exactly. In
It
certain
helps and
fields,
it's
it
moving
makes our
forward.
life
Nothing.
better.
It is moving forward by leaps and bounds. Did you know about handwriting recognition 10 years ago? Yes or no?
We know the point that you're trying to make, Gaurav, and let's stick to the cross-questioning for my speech, please.
Do you know that a computer can defeat the world champion in chess today, which was not
What does
possible
that
10 years
have
ago?
to do with replacing us? Just
Yes
like,
or
I mean,
no? No. Yes. My question is
I
yes
do
or
know
no.
about that. But
Yes,
do
that's
you
what I'm
think that
saying.
because of
That
certain
if
factors, it will? I mean,
in a span of
you
few
have your
years,
assumptions and we don't want to live
my
in a
question.
fictional life. Let's please go with reasonable logic.
Okay,
What
let
you're
me.
saying?
Okay,
I mean,
just answer the
argument.
question. Just answer the question. Yes or no? Do you think this was possible 20 years?
And before answering the last yes or no question, the cross-examination is over. Now, ladies and gentlemen, after 30 seconds grace period, the two teams will go into their breakout rooms for 2 minutes. The control will be with the Toastmaster Khalid once he makes sure that everyone is back to the main room, and prepare the affirmative speaker to do his summation in the next part.
Toastmaster Anwar, could you please take over from here?
Yes, sure. We have opened the breakout room. The debaters can move to their rooms. You would have received the request now.
Just a reminder that both teams have chosen to go into the breakout rooms, and they will spend 2 minutes in the breakout rooms discussing the closing arguments of both teams. And the closing arguments will be for 3 minutes, starting with the affirmative team and ending with the negative team. This, of course, will be the conclusion of the first knockout round in the debaters conference. The motion again, to remind all our guests and speakers who joined us at the later stage, it is resolved that artificial intelligence will replace human intelligence. So far, we have heard opening speeches by the team captains. We've heard cross-examinations from all the speakers, as well as rebuttal speeches from all the speakers. May I also remind you all that once the speakers come back from their breakout session, in the summation part, we will have to observe that no new material is added. And as I have stated before, usually in a person-to-person debate session, the moderator or even the chief judge usually intervenes and stops the flow of reasoning when new material is added. However, due to the avoidance of any technical glitch, we will allow the speakers to proceed with their summation parts. If the chief judge or the judges witness new material, or myself have seen any new material, I'll just I'll just add a small comment towards the end that judges, please take note if there are any new material added. Of course, after the finishing of the first knockout stage, please do stay tuned. We have now so far over 130 active attendees in the first ever debater conference, which is a very encouraging number. It really matches some of division and district numbers. Stay tuned. We have the second knockout stage, two equally impressive speakers from two other countries who will battle it between themselves to secure a spot in the final, and the final round will be next week at the same time. And we will be crowning, of course, the first ever champion of the Debaters Conference 2020, a virtual winner. Timer signaled the end of 2
Moderator,
minutes.
we are closing the rooms and they would be back now. I'll confirm once all of them are back in the room. All the participants are back in the room.
Toastmaster Guraz,
Yes, Khalid.
welcome back yet again. Can I remind you to spin the timer, please?
Timer 1.
Yes, please. Done. So whenever you're ready, just give me a signal so we can start.
Right. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, perfectly well.
You can see me clearly?
And I can see you clearly, yes.
Okay, great. I'm ready to start.
Thank you. Good luck. Moderator?
Thank you.
All yours.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Khalid. Ladies and gentlemen, the summary speech by the affirmative team, Captain Toastmaster Guraz Wankadia. The stage is yours.
Dear friends, we have heard today our negative team coming up with illogical explanations to the resolution. The resolution is in simple English, and I want them to stick to the actual meaning of the resolution. It says will, which means future. We are not talking about the foreseeable future or any time period. Doesn't specify in the resolution, completely disqualified. And then also the negative team started speaking about energy requirements, ethical AI, love. These are not part of the resolution. It does not mention anywhere about that. Love is just a part, it's not a part of human intelligence. It's a manifestation of your emotions and feelings. Let's keep that outside resolution. Then we spoke about stock markets not being predictable. That's a completely uncomparable situation to AI. AI is technology which is moving leaps and bounds. Nobody needs to be convinced about it. Share markets is a fluctuating phenomena. Then we heard a wide range of zoo animals, cheetah, cockroaches, snakes, and leopards. What does that got to do with the development in AI? Absolutely illogical in our opinion. Also, the negative team is sticking to what they know about AI as it stands today, whereas we are talking about future. It's will means future. It can be any period of time, which is an undetermined time. Dear friends, we have given you the definitions and the types of AI. We have placed in front of you proof-based expectations of future in AI. We have also said that the speed of progress in the arena of AI is accelerating exponentially, and hence the day AI will replace human intelligence is not far at all. However, as close as it may be, the word will in the resolution allows for an undetermined time for this to happen. So no argument can challenge the fact that AI will replace human intelligence. We, the affirmative team, from the first Diva DTM club in Bahrain, firmly believe that artificial intelligence will replace human intelligence. Over to you, Mr. Debate Moderator.
Thank you very much, team captain. Ladies and gentlemen, with this, the affirmative team rests. 30 seconds grace period.
Toastmaster Prince.
Yes, Khalid.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
May I remind you to spin the timer, please?
It's done.
Excellent. So whenever you're ready, Just the normal request, please, with a smile.
Ready.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Moderator, all yours.
Thank you very much indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, a summary speech by the negative team captain, Toastmaster Prince George. The stage is yours.
My opponents disappointed me with the definition in itself. They defined AI as AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, which is human level artificial intelligence. Let me remind you that this is purely a hypothetical term, and there is no study to prove that this will happen in the foreseeable future. They spoke about exponential growth of AI, again, speculation. Because I already proved that Moore's law of extrapolation has failed repeatedly, and I proved it with references. The opposition also confirmed in cross-examination that Moore's law undergoes stagnation. They said this. So they even agreed with our argument. They even said terms like emotions are not required, love is not required, quote unquote. We are talking about replacement. Emotions and love are a part of replacement, of this replacement argument. I'm sorry, you haven't got that right. They had arguments talking about AI is moving forward, AI and chess. Again, it has nothing to do with AI replacing HI. Please refer to the argument itself. To summarize, most of what my worthy opponents' arguments were to prove that AI will replace HI have unfortunately been based either on assumptions, speculations, logical fallacies, or false analogies, which are incorrect and lead to fictional conclusions. All their arguments were relevant if the debate resolution was AI should replace HI. However, it is invalid for the current proposition, which is AI will replace HI. Everything that the affirmative team has said depends on space and time constraints, as I have said in my definitions. Dependency on human input and extrapolation. We strongly believe that AI is modeled and created in human image of human understanding of themselves. And there are limitations of human intelligence in this. We, the negative team, strongly believe that we cannot speculate into a distant future. And if we do, then we need infinite variables to calculate even an approximation, which is mathematically impossible for any of us to do right now. Do you want us all to believe in a fictional life right out of the movies? Hence, we do not believe in speculating what is going to happen in a distant future. How can AI replace HI when there is so much unexplored human potential of the human mind and genetics? There are practical limitations of AI, energy consumption. When the human mind is functional while the AI system is digital, where there are limitations of ethical AI, where basic human traits cannot be replaced, where humans are hardwired to survive. So do you really think we will allow machines to supersede us? When we are happy to coexist with AI as a human support tool, but not to be replaced. Since my opposition has failed to convince me otherwise, I would like to conclude and still believe that AI will not replace HI. Over to you, moderator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Prince George. With this, the negative team case rests, and both teams actually cases rest, and the debate is announced mute. Now, in the time that our judges will make their final remarks, I would like all 6 debaters to virtually shake each other's hand. I wish we can't, regardless whether it was virtual or not virtual in the coronavirus time. But no hard feelings, as always. This is the sport. This is the noble sport of debating, and I'm sure we had a fantastic round of intellectual exchange between both teams. I am thrilled. I really didn't wish the time to be over, to be honest with you. And even in the summation part, both teams, I haven't seen any violation of the new material added. So with this, I also conclude my moderation of the first knockoff stage. It will be a tough call on our team of judges and chief judge. And with this, I look forward for the next round, as well as seeing you back, the winners, next week for the final round. With this, I conclude my part and hand over the control to Toastmaster Vijaya.
Good evening, Toastmaster Anwar. Can you please take myself, the ballot counters, and all the judges to the breakout room?
Yes, Chief Judge, you move to the breakout room. in another 30 seconds?
Myself, all the judges, and the ballot counters.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ahmed Shukri, and all the debaters for giving us so much food for thought. Did you all feel the heat in the room? Did you feel the mercury rise up? Well, after that heated exchange, I don't know about you all, but I, for one, need to cool down. So let us all take a 5-minute break, grab a bite, take a cool drink, or just gather one's thoughts and ruminate over the arguments placed by both sides. 5-minute break, please.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Debaters Conference 2020. This is your Chief Sergeant Arm, DTM Khalid Abdullah. I'm sure all of you, whoever were here, enjoyed the first session of today's contest. Before we march in to the second session, let me just reiterate some of the rules or all of the rules for such virtual contest. Kindly make sure that your device, either laptop, phones, are charged and you have stable internet connection. Although the chat box is permitted to co-host only, kindly refrain from any side chats in the chat box, especially when the contestant is giving a speech. Kindly mute and close your videos when the role players or contestant are speaking. We request all to log in with your correct name for the host and co-host to recognize you. Kindly avoid entering or leaving the virtual contest back and forth, as this would create unnecessary workload administering the waiting room. Kindly note, contestants have full responsibility for their internet and stage setup. Contestants will not be able to compete unless they are able to share their video and be visible and audible to all. As your Chief Sergeant Arm, I will take care of preparing contestant on the speaking position before handing them over to the moderator for formal introduction. Timing will begin once formal introduction by the moderator is done, by any word uttered or stage act done by the contestant. With this, let me reintroduce our Master of Ceremonies today for those who haven't been here for the first half. Our Master of Ceremony for today is Toastmaster Vijaya Sukumar. She has been in Toastmaster for the past 7 years. She is currently the president of Take Debate Toastmaster Club. She is one of the founder member of Desert Devas Toastmaster Club. Presenting the very vivacious Master of Ceremonies for today's virtual contest. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Vijaya Sukumar.
Thank you. Thank you so much, DTM Khalid. In case you're all wondering, why was I just staring? I was waiting for my mic to be unmuted. Welcome back, everyone. I'm sure you're all recharged, re-energized, and raring to go. And there are many more people here cheering for your teams. Well, I'm sure many of you are there. So can I just see an applause on your display screen so I know that there are people there listening to me? Now that we are all set to go into our next debates, let us talk a little bit about why debating is so essential. Debating skills are really essential to public life, and this fact was determined not now, but centuries ago. Did you know that when the world's first universities were established, 3 skills were considered essential for leadership and promotion of the best ideas? Grammar, logic, and rhetoric, what we now know as reading, writing, and speaking. Today, in the 21st century, the ability to create, present, and evaluate ideas remains essential to democracy and commerce in modern societies. Debating sharpens your analytical skills, your persuasive skills, as well as your researching skills. It actually enables you to see both sides of an issue and helps you to take an informed decision. Like a chess match, it provides intellectual entertainment for the non-participants. Research also says that debates teach empathy, as one is able to put oneself in the opponent's shoes and think from their point of view. I'm just thinking about it. Maybe all of us could get our spouses to join a debating club. Maybe there'll be more peace at home. On the other hand, it could lead them to become more skilled at throwing a verbal punch, and then when we may have just invited further trouble into our house. Now, let me just cut short my meandering thoughts and get back to business. It is probably time now for our next set of warriors to bring out their arsenal of sarcasm, logic, and humor and engage in the second debate of the evening. Before I proceed, may I know if the Chief Judge is back in the room?
Master of Ceremony, the Chief Judge is not yet here. We'll need another few minutes.
Okay. In that case, may I take this time to invite District 116 Director, DTM Raghavan Menon, to please say a few words. Is DTM Raghavan Menon in the room?
Yes, he is. In a minute.
All right. Good evening, leaders. It's really interesting to be amongst clubs from 3 different countries, District 20, District 105, and of course my home district of 116. Some time ago, I have attended a couple of meetings of the only debate club in Qatar, that is the RCS Debaters Club, and it was quite interesting. And my association with debating is one more step for the Gavel clubs. When I was the district Gavel coordinator, I have organized a debate contest. But there ends my connection with debating. I've never been a member of this club. But it is, today I was witnessing the first round of debating. It was quite interesting, a very, what do you call that, a very relevant topic. And both the sides putting their points across and arguing on that, though both may believe in something else, but their point of view, they have to put it across and convince the other side. That is very, very interesting. And I'm sure this articulation, presenting yourself, researching, there are many qualities which come up when you are participating in a debate. So more than that, what I understand is the cooperation or collaboration with the 3 different districts coming together and making one conference. That is something which I love that is happening now. And I really appreciate all the organizers of this particular effort. And I believe this is something which we should continue in the coming years also, even after we will get into our regular in-person meetings. But still, Zoom will be still there and we can continue at least once in a year. This kind of contest can be continued. That will be quite interesting. And I found very, very talented people from other districts who are doing extremely well. So I wish you all the very best to the organizers and the participants. And I'll be there for the next part of the session as well. Good luck. Back to the MC.
Thank you so very much, sir. And you're very right. It's always very difficult to speak when one doesn't really believe in that motion. And that is the skill that debating really teaches us. Even if you don't believe in a motion, try and find out the reasons why it could be your point of view. And in doing that, we tend to learn a lot more. With that, let us now move on to the second debate of the evening. This debate is being helmed by our astute debate moderator, Toastmaster Rajiv Nayak, who's a passionate...
Sorry, Vijaya, I'm sorry.
Yes.
The Chief Judge is not yet in the room. We will need to wait. I'll just notify you once she's here so that we can move on. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Anwar. May I request... is the District 20 Director in the room? DTM Wafa Salman?
Yes, she's in the
I'm
room.
here.
Could I please request you to come and address the gathering?
Thank you. I'm here and I'm in another meeting at the same time. Good evening, debaters, Toastmasters, leaders, and lovely people from 4 countries. My dream come true. I've been fighting for the debates last 3 years to make sure that our club will survive. And this year, the difference was we have the leaders that they took this ship and they move forward with our president and the coach that we had. So I want to thank them all. And that brings me to our position, which is a servant leader. We are here as a servant leader. We are serving this community. And as they say, they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. As simple as that. As a leader, we need to care for each and every member. Debates is something that we need to encourage. And as a leader, you need to know how to argue, how to debate. Because when we talk to each other, even if we have misunderstanding, even if we are not on the same page, but we need to understand that there are other opinions that could be accepted. We have to respect the other opinions. And that's how the leaders for my home club, Elite Debaters, did this year. They opened arms to all debaters, to all clubs, and they led by example from our president, Prince, our coach, Anwar, and our VP Education, Gayatri. This whole idea could not be happen if we don't have that great leadership. Me sitting and observing this success is the ultimate happiness that any leader can feel. When you have leaders are doing great job and are making new leaders and teaching what is the proper way of debating. We know, and I've been with them in the several mocks, that each country is doing the debate in a different thing, or in a different way, or under a different model. However, when we met together, we agreed to do it on one common thing. So that is the secret of debates. What I want you to say is, as leaders, keep on serving the community with position or without position. Position will end. I'm the district director now. After a couple of days, I will not be the district director. So will I stop being a leader? Definitely not. Leadership is a responsibility, and leadership is giving from your time and your heart without expecting something in return. Good job, debaters. I'm happy that this has happened. And at the end of the term, we will not stop until it is done. That's the motto of Elite Debaters. And that's what I'm proud of. Thank you, leaders, for having this dream come true. And thank you for all the countries that without them, we will not have that success. Thank you a lot. And back to you, MC.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Truly, whether you're in a position or not, that is the beauty of Toastmasters, which believes in servant leadership. It is my honor and privilege to now invite District 105 Director, DTM Robin Anand, to share his thoughts with us. DTM Robin Anand, please.
A very good evening to all of you. I think this is a debate, what should I say, debate month for us, because I think in District 105, we are trying to do something which we have never done before, actually have a district level debate contest with almost 52 members. And I think today what's happening is, amazing to see that 3 districts coming together and putting this together. And as I think the 2 of my predecessors said, I think it's a fantastic collaboration. And more than that, I think debate is something that I personally love, because I feel it is the only civil way to come to a solution. Because if we didn't have debates in our lives, I think we would have had only wars. So I think debates are something that we all need to be good at, and not just for the countries. I think even at home, if we don't have the skills to debate properly, I think our marriages would not last, our jobs would not last, because I think these are the two people who we always need to debate with. And I think these skills, the MC said, Toastmaster Vijay surely will help you. And I think today we have 2 more teams to go. So I wish them all the best. And I want to say something which I always believe in when I talk of debates. It's a very nice quote which says, don't raise your voice, improve your arguments. It's by Desmond Tutu. Now, this is very fascinating. It looks like a small phrase, but it just captures the entire essence of debate, because it's all about crystallizing your thoughts and within that given time, neutralizing the arguments put up by the opposition, which is extremely difficult because we have pressure and we have so many more than 100 people looking at us and expecting us to do that. So there is a lot of pressure, but that is when the real true potential of a person comes out, because he is able to use all that intellect and experience that he has and crystallize his thoughts and raise his argument. So I hope all of you do that, because we are here to just witness those fantastic sparkling moments, and I'm sure all of you will give us that. And I wish all the best, and a special all the best to the team from District 105, Take Debate team. All the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, DTM Robin. And you're very right. The main reason why I joined a debating club was, you know why, to win the battles at home. So I now realize that the Chief Judge is back in the room. May I request the Chief Judge to put on her video and let me know that we can move ahead with the second debate.
Please do so.
Thank you, ma'am. So now it is time to witness yet another battle. This debate is being held by our astute debate moderator, Toastmaster Rajiv Nayak, who's a passionate and dedicated Toastmaster since 2015. Currently, the Area 49 Director. Not only is Toastmaster Rajiv a skilled orator who can rustle up entertaining speeches, he can also cook up a storm in the kitchen with his passion for cooking. Over to you, Toastmaster Rajiv Nayak.
Thank you, TM Vijaya, for that lovely introduction. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, a very good evening to you. Welcome to the second debate session of this knockout round, where the two teams, RCS Debaters Toastmasters Club representing District 116 and Take Debate Toastmasters Club representing District 105, will be battling it out verbally in a very parliamentary fashion to prove their point, hopefully. Before I begin this debate, I would like to speak about some ground rules, especially with respect to the timings. This debate will follow the Toastmasters International recommended method and will consist of 3 speakers on each side. The resolution for this round is, it is resolved that money is the biggest motivator at workplace. Our timers for this debate are Toastmaster Anuradha, she is the main timer, timer 1, and Toastmaster Imelda, timer 2. And the timing rules are as follows. The team captain's opening speeches will be for 5 minutes. The green light will be shown at 4 minutes 30 seconds. The yellow light will be shown at 4 minutes 40 seconds. And the red light will be shown at 4 minutes, 50 seconds. And then there is a 10 seconds grace period before the speaker's microphone will be muted at 5 minutes. The cross-examination segment will be for 2 minutes. The green light will be shown at 1. The yellow light will be shown at 1 minute 30 seconds. And the red light will be shown at 2 minutes. After which, microphones of the examiner and the respondent will be muted. Speeches by the second and the third speakers as well as summary will be for 3 minutes. The green light will be shown at 2 minutes 30 seconds. The yellow light will be shown at 2 minutes 40 seconds. And the red light will be shown at 2 minutes 50 seconds. Speakers' microphones will be muted at 3 minutes. A grace period of 30 seconds will be given between each speakers to complete the ballots. A 2-minute breakout session will be allocated for both sides to regroup and discuss before the summary speeches. Teams are offered the option to benefit from the breakout rooms, and they will be escorted by the assigned technical moderator, the timers, and the chief judge. Technical moderators will ask the timers to start the 2-minute countdown after making sure all team members have joined the breakout room. The use of mobile phones is not allowed in the breakout session by any of the team members. Once the 2 minutes are over, the team members will be moved back to the main room. I would like to state here, no new material is allowed during the summary speech. Normally, the moderator has the right to intervene, which I will do when a speaker gives new material, but to avoid technical glitches on this virtual platform, the moderator will indicate to the judges that there was evidence of new material for them to consider. The decision made by our judges is final. Now, let us meet our debaters for this round. So we have two teams, RCS debaters, Toastmasters Club, representing District 116. They are the team affirmative today. And the team captain is Toastmaster Manzoor, who is indicated as speaker number A1. The second speaker is Toastmaster Manoj Kumar, indicated as A2. And the third speaker is Toastmaster Ino Budo, who is indicated as A3. The team negative is represented by Take Debate Toastmasters Club from District 105. And their team captain is Toastmaster Stephen George. The second speaker is Toastmaster Smita Vaidya. And the third speaker is Toastmaster Ramesh Anantram. They are indicated N1, N2, N3 respectively. Now, may I ask our Chief Judge, Toastmaster Annie de la Cruz, if she and her team are ready? Yes?
Yes,
they
yes,
are.
we are ready.
Thank you. Are our guests and audience ready? Just show a thumbs up. Are our debaters ready?
Good evening, moderator. This is Manzoor from RCS Toastmasters. I have a question. I just want to make a point that our team will not be using the breakout room, and that you are aware of, as well as the chief judge, right?
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So, let the debate begin. I now invite DTM Khalid Abdullah to ready the first speaker, please.
Thank you, moderator. Toastmaster Mansoor.
Yes, Toastmaster Khalid.
How are you doing?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very fine. How about you?
I am never better.
Good.
May I remind you to pin the timer, please?
Oh, yeah, sure. Suddenly the timer has gone. Yeah.
Timer number 1.
Yeah, it's done.
Done. Excellent. So whenever you are ready, just give me thumbs up, and if you don't mind, with a smile, so we can begin the debate.
Thumbs up from me.
Excellent. All the best.
Thank
Moderator, all yours.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in inviting the captain of the affirmative team, Toastmaster Manzoor. Toastmaster Manzoor, you may begin your constructive speech.
Thank you, debate moderator. I cannot pay you money to motivate you, but let me tell you, the resolution you selected for this house is universal, rightful, and we support the motion that money is the biggest motivation at the workplace. The resolution is supported by us on the premise that money, directly or indirectly, offered a salary, along with bonus or without, for food, money for food, housing, as a reward or inspiration for the work done, is the biggest motivator at workplace. Now, money, when we say money, it is about cash you pay as a remuneration to the employee, and motivation means, something, some reward you are giving to him in terms of money. We say money is the biggest motivator, and workplace is something you agree upon through a verbal or non-verbal contract or a written contract. And this workplace can be a home, like a housemaid working in a kitchen, or a driver at a home, or a driver working in an office, or blue-collar jobs working in a workshop or in some other place. Or it could be a white-collar laborers, white-collar staffs working in office, CEOs, engineers working in office, etc. So I think I have made it very clear about the definition of the resolution. Now, I want to insist, lend me your attention, please, for a moment. Honorable House and my respected opposition team, we are debating on money as the biggest motivation. And indeed, there are many other factors motivating us to take a job or do it better. But money is undoubtedly the biggest. Let me tell you how. Remember the days. This is just few years for us, maybe many years for some others, getting into that interview room. You wanted that job very badly, at any cost. Even then, you negotiate your salary first, isn't it? And the company as well. There is no other point to discuss upfront. So company will never say, look, man, I will offer you a red car. Then you negotiate, no, I want a white car. Company will never say, look, I will give you steaks for lunch. No, I negotiate, I want biryani. No, the negotiation is on salary. Money is the most important aspect. Isn't it clear? Now, let me tell you, once you select the salary, again, the discussion goes on. Overtime money, bonus, stock option. These are all related to monetary aspects, isn't it? So that's why we say money is an important motivator at workplace. Now, doctors, nurses, police, soldiers turn up for job only when they sign a salary contract. Even the priest, you look at the temples, you look at the churches, you look at the mosque. Without salary, no one will come for the job as priest, isn't it? Majority of working population globally, they are blue-collar workers, white-collar workers who struggle to meet their ends. And we speak for them. Those voiceless class in our society. That's what with this resolution we try to do today. The resolution is also not meant for that upper class of people who live in the upper echelons. For them, work or no work doesn't make a difference. The resolution is meant for someone who struggles to meet ends, like many of us. Sometimes I feel we are hypocrites. Look at all of us in the house. We are all expats, more than 95% of us. We left our beautiful home, our homeland. We left our family, loving family behind us. Our parents, aging parents, we should take care of them. For what? Just for money. Fulus habibi, nothing else. So my request to you is that for the sake of debate, yes, go ahead debating, but keep your conscience true to yourself and show it here. Now, don't feel bad because money is not bad. That's why it is one of the biggest motivator at workplace. My teammates, Manoj and Inu, will help us reinforce this universal concept through evidences such as behavioral study, facts and figures. Please listen to them patiently. As I conclude, some piece of friendly advice.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manzoor. The time is up. 30-second silence for the judges to mark the ballots. Timer to indicate end of 30 seconds for Sergeant at Arms, DTM Khalid Abdullah, to ready the next speaker.
Toastmaster Stephen.
Yes, Toastmaster Khalid.
How are you doing today?
Excellent.
Wonderful. May I remind you to pin the timer, please?
Just 1 second. Absolutely, yes.
Done. So whenever you are ready, just give me thumbs up. And if you don't mind, with a smile, please. All right. All the best. Moderator, all yours.
Thank you, Khalid. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in inviting the captain of the negative team, Toastmaster Stephen George. Toastmaster Stephen George, you may begin your cross-examination.
Thank you, moderator, for this opportunity. And like the moderator said, let's have a very parliamentary debate, Toastmaster Manzoor. The only part of which we agree with the entire opening speech was just your definition, Manzoor. And I'm going to give you a chance to speak about the first point that you had raised is about, think about the few years back, you get into the interview room. What is the first thing that you negotiate? It's your salary. Okay, that's the first thing that you negotiate. My question to you is, does that prove that that is the biggest motivator? Where is the research? Where is the statistics? What proves that money is the biggest motivator at a workplace just because of the fact that you negotiated first? Maybe I might negotiate a plate of biryani first because I like biryani more than money. Where is the research from credible sources? That's my first question. If you can just answer that, please.
Yeah, sure. See, the answer to the question lies in your question itself. In one part of your question, you already agreed that salary is one important aspect of the motivation at workplace. Now,
it is important, but it is not the most motivating factor. Like you said about doctors and soldiers, Manzoor, is really money the most motivating factor for them? Are they really laying down their lives for money? Are you really degrading them to the level of just money-seeking jobs? It's very disappointing to hear that.
Now, can you say honestly, when you were interviewed, what did you discuss first, money or biryani?
The first thing that I discussed was my working time because I wanted to negotiate that better.
My question,
that's
you
my
were
honest
saying
answer to you.
You were talking about biryani. That's what I asked this question specifically. It is money or biryani.
I said I could probably negotiate a plate of biryani. But okay, least that. Third point. Do you know who is Jeff Bezos? He's the richest man in the world. If he is not motivated by money, then why exactly is he going to office? He should probably sit at home. You said this resolution is not meant for the upper class. He is the definition of the upper class. He is the highest earning member. He is the wealthiest man. Why does he go to office if it's not?
Time is up. Toastmaster Stephen George, you may now begin your constructive speech, please. Toastmaster Stephen George, you may begin your constructive speech, please.
Yes, I'm not able to share my screen. That's my only worry. Just 1 second. Can anyone, excuse me, can anyone see, moderator, can you see my screen?
It just went off. Now I can see, yes.
Okay, I'm not, 1 second.
It's gone off again.
Just 1 second, moderator. I will not take much time. Just 1 second. All right, can you see it?
Yes.
Apologies. Respected judges, fellow Toastmasters, and esteemed guests, a warm good evening to one and all. The motion that has been tabled on the floor is resolve that money is the biggest motivator at a workplace, and we, the negative team, would like to present our case against the motion. Dale Carnegie, the famous American philosopher, once said that people work for money but go the extra mile for recognition, praise, and rewards. We couldn't have worded it better than that. Though money is essential, it is certainly not the biggest factor which can motivate employees to perform at their highest level. Let's take the motivational theory of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which is relevant even now. His research paper, which is a 279-page document, writes, motivation increases as growth needs are met, and motivation decreases as deficiency needs are met. So when deficiency needs such as food, water, shelter are met through monetary benefits, employee motivation actually decreases. And that means the productivity goes down. But when your job satisfies higher factors in the pyramid, like you can see, like creativity, problem solving, achievement, relationships, your motivation level actually increases. Money is therefore not the biggest motivator in a workplace. Now let us look at some statistics because like they say, numbers never lie. According to a meta-analysis conducted in 2019 by Tim Judge, a renowned professor of University of Florida, he reviewed 92 quantitative research papers over the last 120 years, survey of 15,000 individuals. The results indicated that the association between salary and job satisfaction is very weak. The reported correlation, guys, is 0.14. That means there is less than 2% overlap between pay and job satisfaction levels. Additionally, according to Gallup, a famous management consulting company we are all aware of, in 2018, based on the review of 1.4 million employees from 192 organizations across 49 industries and 34 nations, listen to what they said in their paper. Employees earning salaries in the top half of our data range, that means CEO, the top management, reported similar levels of job satisfaction to those employees earning salaries in the bottom half. So if money is the major motivator, why aren't they more motivated than those at the bottom level of an organization? Money is not the biggest motivator at a workplace. So what are the biggest motivators? There are many, but it is not money. We shall give you some of them. Firstly, job satisfaction, recognition, and growth. A 2020 survey performed by Deloitte found that when employees are asked to indicate the top factors that would cause them to look for new employment over the next 12 months, lack of employee appreciation and lack of clarity in career advancement topped the list. Money did not come second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. It came seventh. So money is not the biggest motivating factor at a workplace. Secondly, camaraderie and peer motivation. When employee engagement firm Tiny Pulse surveyed 200,000 workers in 2020 on the biggest motivating factor, money didn't even come in the top 5. What topped the list was camaraderie and peer motivation. People would rather work in a company where they are respected and loved rather than in a company where they are paid the highest. Money is not the biggest motivating factor in a workplace. Thirdly, job satisfaction. According to a 2019 study done by Yoon Ji Ko and James Perry Pub of Stanford University, they analyzed real-world data from a representative sample of over 200,000 US public sector employees. They found out employee engagement levels were 3 times more strongly related to intrinsic factors such as job satisfaction rather than external factors like monetary benefits, which includes salary, bonus, overtime, etc. Money is not the biggest motivating factor in a workplace. Members of the House, money is essential for an employee in the workplace. But what motivates the employee, what influences, what stimulates an employee is not the amount that gets credited in the bank account of that employee, but rather the happiness that gets credited every day you work in the form of recognition, growth, camaraderie, peer motivation, job satisfaction. Based on the above factors, we request the members of the House to unanimously reject the motion that money is the biggest motivating factor in the workplace. Over to you, Raj, moderator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Stephen George. 30 seconds of silence for the judges to mark the ballots. Timer to indicate end of 30 seconds for Sergeant at Arms, DTM Khalid Abdullah, to ready the next speaker, please.
Toastmaster Manoj.
Hello, Toastmaster Khalid.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Excellent. May I remind you to pin the timer, please, if not already done?
Yes, I pinned the timer. Thank you.
Excellent. So whenever you're ready, if you don't mind, just give us a big thumbs up with a smile so we can resume the debate.
Thumbs up to you and also thumbs up to the floor.
Excellent. All the best. Moderators, all yours.
Thank you, Khalid. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in inviting speaker number 2 from the affirmative team, Toastmaster Manoj Kumar. Toastmaster Manoj Kumar, you may begin your cross-examination now.
Thank you, moderator. Toastmaster Stephen, I have 3 questions, but I'll just start with 2, and then based upon the time, I'll go for the third. So the first question is the ratios that you have represented in terms of the nations or in terms of the number of individuals, it is more US centric or it's more in terms of less number of countries, like 34 countries, I think you mentioned at once. Can we consider this as a fact for a global phenomenon, like there are 100+ countries and there are millions of workforces? Can we just match this sample data as a result for all the people? Do you agree with that?
Thank you for the question. So when I look at Tim Judge, just because he's a professor of University of Florida, he has done a research of 50. And in the case of the Gallup, I can see here in my opening speech, it's 49 industries across 35 nations. Now we need to remember the fact that it is not possible to go to each and every country, like for example, Papua New Guinea or Samoa nations, to go and interview them. They have to have their certain limitations. So
yes,
that
if it is not
does
possible
the fact.
to
So
go
we're
there,
not talking about 2 or 3 countries. We're talking about 30, 35. And 35 out of 200 is, if I'm not mistaken, it's 17.5%. So if I'm not mistaken, that is a good sample of the entire.
What about the third world countries? Do you have a data for that? Do you have
Absolutely. I'm sorry, we don't have all 50 nations are not first world countries, Manoj. Please do not get your facts straight. All 50 countries cannot be first world. There will be second world and third world countries, Manoj.
What is the African country mentioned in the 34 countries?
Then in that case, then I'll have to open the entire research. Do you want me to do that? Because you still have only yellow light. It's only 20 seconds. 1 second.
Yes, but I want to move fast.
All right, we have Eritrea in the list. We have South Africa in the list. Last time I checked, they're both in Africa. Then we have one second.
Right? Do you consider it as a fact for blue job workers? Do blue job workers, blue collar workers, do they really bother about the camera radar? Do you think so?
Fellow debaters, sorry, time is up. Toastmaster Manoj Kumar, you may now begin your constructive speech, please.
Thank you, moderator. I would like to share my screen. Good evening, Toastmasters. What a wonderful day. My team lead, I've conveyed meticulously on how money is the biggest motivation for work. I'm going to affirm the motion with a couple of theories, like a teacher explaining the school students about the Newton's law of motion to make them understand the reality as they are not now in a position. First is the Maslow's need hierarchy, like one of the opponent mentioned. Meeting the physiological needs is the first primary thing, but how do you even get the physiological needs, like food, clothing, or water? How do you get it? You have to earn money, right? Which is motivation for you to go to work, correct? The basic needs is physiological needs. As a matter of fact, worker is motivated to work in the organization, to receive economic rewards to meet his or her basic needs. Besides that, the money's importance is the fact that it is useful for obtaining the other needs in the pyramid as well. Without money, you can't get anything else. For instance, money can carve the path towards the social recognition, making it possible for early retirement, good education for one's children, as well as a free time for enjoyment. That all covers at the top layer of the pyramid, which can be achieved only if you go for if you the biggest motivation is money in the workplace. The next theory I want to touch base, which is also being used across the globe by the economists and HRs, that states people are motivated to achieve the goals with the highest expected payoffs. Likewise, pay or money also plays a large role in applicants' job choice, isn't it? Don't you agree? The higher the pay grade, the higher they feel recognized. When your salary increases, obviously your emotional well-being also increases. So these two theories clearly proves that in reality, money is the biggest motivation factor at a workplace. And I believe the room will agree to the point considering the global facts and not with the limited set of data that you put it on the floor. As you can see at the bottom of the slide, it clearly says, one of the psychologists have clearly mentioned that the emotional well-being level increases with the salary levels up to the salary. As Jeff Bezos or any billionaire, they are earning more money. Why? To achieve their next goal. Do you think if Jeff Bezos has sticked with the money with Amazon earning, would he have invested on other industries? Like now he is going to send a rocket to the moon, right? Where does it coming from? He wants money to do that. That was his motivation. Any billionaire, a stock market enthusiast, even the blue collar job workers, do you think so that they are going to work for camaraderie or peer thing or to?
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj Kumar. 30 seconds of silence for the judges to mark the ballots. Timer to indicate end of 30 seconds for Sergeant at Arms, DTM Khalid Abdullah to ready the next speaker, please.
Toastmaster Smita?
Yes, Toastmaster Khalid.
How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. Hope you're doing well too.
I am never better, always. May I remind you to pin the timer, please?
Yes, I pinned timer 1.
Excellent. So whenever you are ready, just give me thumbs up, and if you don't mind, a smile, so we can resume the debate. Good luck. Moderator, all yours.
Thank you, Khalid. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in inviting speaker 2 of the negative team, Toastmaster Smita Vaidya. Toastmaster Smita Vaidya, you may begin your cross-examination now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and special good evening to my worthy opponent. You say that Maslow's theory tells money is the basic necessity. But let me remind you, the motion.
I didn't say that. I'm sorry to interrupt. I didn't say that.
You said that is the basic need, which is the root to
money is the basic need. I think that physiological needs are the basic needs, and in order to achieve the physiological needs, you need the money.
To achieve what? To achieve what? The ultimate goal. That is what we're arguing about.
The ultimate goal. How do you get a food? How do you get a food? Just by sitting inside a house?
What do you need the food? What is the need for the food? To keep our family healthy? To keep our family healthy?
Whether you want to have a food or shelter, whatever it is, the driving factor is going to be the money, right? With money only you can able to achieve these physiological needs. And in order to get the money, you have to be it acts as a biggest motivator, obviously.
Blue collars come here for money. You say the blue collar workers come here for money, leaving their family.
Of course not. Isn't it?
Do you think they come here for money or to take care of their family there back? Which is the
why are they coming here? They're taking care of the family, but how are they going to take care of the family? With the money, right? That is the motivator. That is the motivator. That is the motivator. Without just by leaving the family, can you think that they can make them happy? No, right? You need money, correct? For example, a blue collar worker moves from one state to another state for earning extra money. If he moves to one country to another country, he wants more money. That is the motivator factor. The biggest motivator for moving one place to another place, the money is the biggest motivator.
No, the biggest motivator is the final cost, self-actualization. That is what, that is the biggest thing. Money is only the means.
So if I say shown it.
Time is up, debaters. Toastmaster Smita Vaidya, you may begin your rebuttal and constructive speech now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, again. Those who have a why to live can almost bear anyhow. Viktor Frankl. And very conveniently, my opponent speakers defined a very myopic view of what a workplace is and what a workforce is. And they left a whole set of people who work for factors other than money. Let me enlighten you. There are a whole set of people for whom altruistic goals act as intrinsic motivators. Take, for example, our volunteer force. They are everywhere, whether it is at the crisis front, serving as medical aides, serving in some of the most inhumane conditions, or teaching as a volunteer corps to the underprivileged students. The latest volunteer report by UN in 2018 puts the global volunteer workforce at 109 million full-time equivalent workers. That's a big staggering numbers. And these people work not for the lowly stipends they get at the end of the month, but for the satisfaction of being able to serve. The compensation these volunteers receive is much lower in comparison to the mainstream market standards. Take, for example, a Teach for America corp earns around almost 25% less salary than a mainstream teacher. Speaking of doctors, a general physician in a main market, in a mainstream market, can earn in lakhs, but a doctor in a Doctor Without Borders volunteer earns only in thousands. But make no mistake, these are not some cheap, low-quality substitutes for inaccessible labor force. Take any organized volunteer organization, Teach for America, or Doctor Without Borders, they are selected after careful scrutiny of profiles. And to measure the value of this workforce by a financial ruler like money, and to attribute this service as a pursuit of monetary gains is a gross disrespect to the selfless service to these passionate people. As our team captain has emphatically evidenced that money is not the biggest motivator, but only a hygiene factor, the above instances can only go on to strengthen the stand taken by our team. Over to you, moderator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Smita Vaidya. 30 seconds silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Timer to indicate end of 30 seconds for Sergeant at Arms DTM Khalid Abdullah to ready the next speaker, please.
Toastmaster Eno.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening to you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Excellent. May I remind you to pin the timer, please, if not already done?
Yes, just 1 second. Correct.
Excellent. So would I be able to ask you the usual request? all the best. Moderator, all yours.
Thank you, Khalid.
I think we lost the moderator.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in inviting speaker number 3 from the... Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah.
Moderator?
Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, can
yes,
you hear
we
me?
can hear you. Yes, we can hear you. Yeah.
Sorry, I lost connection. Toastmaster Ino Budo, you may begin your cross-examination now.
Yes, good evening, everyone, and to my dear debater, Toastmaster Simitha. You talked about the social workers, and to name it, teachers. A recent story that I saw in television, a teacher in San Francisco cannot afford to rent a house, and she's sleeping in the car. Do you think it's worth it?
You answered my point, Toastmaster Eno. Despite receiving low salary.
Yes.
Why would she take up a teaching job?
So for you, it's worth it to take a teacher job and sleep in the car. Thank you. My second question to you, Toastmaster Smitha. If you would be offered a job in this region and you will not be able to afford a proper house and you will be offered a job to stay 8 people in a room, but of course you're passionate about it, would you take it?
Let me make it clear. There are people who have taken it. There are people who are actually living in such conditions for the simple sole reason that they want to provide for their family back home. They are actually doing it. I think you are not aware of the present conditions in this situations here.
So what you're saying is that you are contradicting. For the first thing you're saying, they are willing to do it in order to keep their family. But this is related to money. And this is what my team is affirming, that money is the biggest motivator in spite of all difficulties.
What we are trying to say is this, for the care that we have for the family, we are ready to go through any hardship. Our love for the family is the ultimate cause for which even people go to the extent of coming and working even in.
Time is up, debaters. Toastmaster Ino Budo, you may begin your constructive speech now, please.
Yes. Okay, I'm pinning the video. I have a presentation to share. Just bear with me. Okay, I can see the timer. On my side, I'm ready. Just give me the okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sorry, because I was
No, it's
just...
okay, it's okay. I can see you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Ready. Thank you, debate moderator. The arguments that the opposition team have presented needs to be seen in perspective. We can't use a survey done in one country and use it as a sample to generalize the entire world. As Stephen said, it's difficult to find it for the whole world. He mentioned a survey done for 15 individuals, a survey done for 200,000 employees. Just to remind Stephen, the workforce population is 5 billion. The best way to define if money is the biggest motivator at work is to look at psychology and understand what motivates people. As my colleague said, the biggest human needs is physiological, and this is related to money. Why? Because money helps people to meet their basic needs for survival. We took the 5 poorest countries in the world and compared them with the 5 developed ones. As you can see, in the poorest countries, the life expectancy is shorter by 23 years. And the main reason for that is the income inequality, which reflects people's standards of living. Some other facts related to money. Almost half of humanity is living on less than $5.5 a day. Every day, 10,000 people die because they can't afford healthcare. Now, because of the Corona-19, even more. Today, 258 million children will not be allowed to go to school. Each year, 100 million people are forced to extreme poverty due to the healthcare cost. Without a doubt, the biggest motivator for these people at work will be money. More money, less problems. Another thing to mention is that many people are willing to work overtime and have multiple jobs. As you can see from the graphs, there is a growing trend over the years. The main reason why people have multiple jobs is to be able to pay their bills or use the extra income for something more important. To conclude, money is the biggest motivator in the workplace. If you make enough money, you don't need to worry about your basic needs. If you make enough money, you don't have to work multiple jobs, and you can spend more times with your loved ones. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rino Budo. 30 seconds of silence for the judges to mark their ballots, please. Timer to indicate end of 30 seconds for Sergeant at Arms DTM Khalid Abdullah to ready the next speaker, please.
Toastmaster Ramesh?
Yes.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you, DTM Khalid.
Excellent. May I remind you to pin the timer, if not already done?
Yes, I've already done that.
Excellent. So whenever you're ready, just the thumbs up with a smile if you don't mind as well.
I'm ready.
Okay, good luck. Moderator, all yours.
Thank you, Khalid. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in inviting the speaker number 3 of the negative team, Toastmaster Ramesh Anantaraman. Toastmaster Ramesh Anantaraman, you may begin your cross-examination, please.
Thank you. Thank you, moderator, and my worthy opponents. The first question I would like to ask Toastmaster Rino, unfortunately, I was surprised that you will give me a statistic which is going to support my argument. Now, if you look at the last graph, luckily I was able to identify the numbers on the scale of that graph. The peak, the highest number of people who are doing multiple jobs, the highest is 7.6%. So that means 93% of the people are not doing multiple jobs. So does it not indicate to you to say that 93% of the people, that means the vast majority, For them, money is not an important criteria. They don't want to do a second job. Your answer, please.
Thank you, Ramesh. Actually, you did my point, Ramesh. Actually, 93% of people have a job which gives them enough money and they don't need to work a second job. So the 7% of the people have a job which don't give them enough money, and that's we are doing it, which means that the 93% have enough.
Fine, thank you very much. You gave into our points. If money is the biggest motivator, there is no concept of enough, because your motivation is you want to do more and more of it. So 93% of the people, they say, I have enough money, I want to focus on other things which are
Mr.
more
Ramesh,
important
enough
than
money means for you to pay the basic needs, not to sleep in the car. This is what we need, enough money.
Thank you very much. You know, you have again given to a point, is just money sufficient to meet our basic needs? Money is not the motivation to keep
Mr.
doing
Ramesh, we
more.
are talking about the biggest motivator. We know that there are
Thank
5,
you.
as everyone said. Which is the biggest?
Sorry, time is up, debaters. Toastmaster Ramesh Anantraman, you may begin your constructive speech now, please.
Thank you, moderator. I think I would like to thank all my opponents who have made our job extremely easy for us. Now, all their statements are anecdotal statements. Our team presented significant facts, significant theories which has been proved in the place worldwide and accepted in terms of what motivates people. And the opposition team did not have a single theory. They attempted to discredit us to say that, oh, you know, this theory sample size consists of only 35 countries. In those 35 countries, there are other things which are bigger motivation. But out of the other 165 countries, I'm surprised they were not able to pick up a single statistic which says, oh, in this group of just 5 countries, money has been identified as the biggest motivator in a workplace. Now, why does a soldier go to the army? The soldiers are not the highest paid people. The soldiers face the highest risk. The reason why they go for the army, as conducted by a study, was to say that it is for the pride, the sense of belonging, the sense of satisfaction, and the sense of service. Now, to knock it out completely, I would like to go back and say that, okay, we had given Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which says the self-actualization is the highest motivation. Money comes in the basic one. There was an additional theory which came into support, which is called as the Herzberg's two-factor theory, which came out in 1959. And just to settle this argument, they factored these 2 factors. One is called a motivation factor, and the second is called a hygiene factor. And what are all the different aspects in the motivation factor? Achievement, recognition, responsibilities, advancement, and growth. Money comes in the hygiene factor. Now, what is this entire motion about? This motion is about biggest motivation. This debate is not about which is the biggest hygiene factor. Now, we have provided all the theories, we have provided all the facts, which unfortunately our rebuttal team has not been, opposition team has not been able to do. So I request this August House to reject this motion that money is the biggest motivator in a workplace. Over to you, moderator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramesh Anantraman. 30 seconds of silence for the judges to mark the ballots. Timer to indicate end of 30 seconds for Sergeant at Arms DTM Khalid to ready the next speaker, please.
Toastmaster Mansoor.
Yes, Toastmaster Khalid.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
May I remind you to pin the timer, please?
Oh, yes. Let me search him. Oh, yes, he's in front of my screen now.
Okay. Excellent. So would you please mind the normal request?
Oh, yes, thumbs up. And I hope you can see a smile.
I can see the smile.
Yeah,
Good luck.
I don't think so.
Moderator, all yours.
Thank you, Khalid. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in inviting the captain of the affirmative team, Toastmaster Manzoor. Toastmaster Manzoor, you may begin your cross-examination now.
Thank you, moderator. In fact, I wanted to extend the thanks to our worthy opposition team member, Toastmaster Ramesh. He actually raised up one important aspect of this debate of this evening. Now, Toastmaster Ramesh, do you agree that the opposition team and the affirmation team are on different platforms? We were talking about motivating a person to take up a job with money, saying money is the biggest motivator, and you people were raising a point, fielding several motivation factors. Do you agree on it?
Okay, thank you very much.
No.
The motion on the floor is the money is the biggest motivator at a workplace,
That's
not
right.
to take
Thanks
up a
for
job. It's the motion is not money is the biggest motivation to take up a job. That is not the motion on the floor. So let's stick to the motion on the floor.
Exactly. So let me ask you now, you were talking about, you and your colleagues were talking about camaraderie, team performance, working environment, and someone, went up to the point of self-actualization, where she is saying that a person will work without money, without food, but just for self-actualization. Do you still agree with that, if you find a logic in that?
Of course. We have not just made, okay,
a person
now
will work for no salary, no food, no shelter, but he will work just to see that he's serving someone. He is very happy in doing that job.
totally agree. If you want examples, I can give multiple. If you want Mother Teresa.
Can you give me a statistics where you say that in the soldiers around the world, at least one soldier around the world, he works for without any.
Time up, debaters. 30 seconds silence for the judges to mark the ballots. Timer to indicate end of 30 seconds for the host to escort only one team, that's the Take Debate team, to the breakout room. They will be accompanied by the timer and chief judge and will have 2 minutes. Timers to indicate end of 2 minutes and Sergeant at Arms to confirm all participants are back in the debate room for the Sergeant at Arms. Khalid Abdullah to ready the next speaker. For the rest of us, please, we have silence for 2 minutes.
Timer, I confirmed all the teammates have moved to the breakout room.
Thank you. Just to inform you all, we had talked, the previous moderator had talked about heckling. Just to explain to you what is heckling for people who don't know that, heckling.
Moderator, sorry to interrupt, moderator.
Yeah.
The room was closed. The members were back. Timer, can you confirm if the 2 minutes were over?
Yes, I had shown a red after that.
Okay. Sorry. I missed that out. I thought the red was for the 30 seconds. Sorry, my mistake.
Moderator, please.
I would request,
all the members.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I would request Sergeant at Arms DTM Khalid Abdullah to get the next speaker ready, please.
Sure. Toastmaster Mansoor.
Yes, Toastmaster Khalid.
Welcome back yet again.
Thank you.
May I remind you just to pin the timer if not already done.
Yeah, it is pinned.
Excellent. So can you just show me your readiness so we can resume the debate?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. A big thumbs up from my side.
Excellent. All the best. Moderator, all yours.
Thank you, Khalid. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in inviting the captain of the affirmative team, Toastmaster Manzoor. Toastmaster Manzoor, you may begin your summary speech, please.
Thank you very much, debate moderator. So let's finish it this way. It has been a good debate, and we were debating on the resolution. Money is the biggest motivator at a workplace, and I'm glad that my respected opposition team, with a lot of dignity, they accepted our definition of the resolution of this evening of this house, which was money is the biggest motivator. They agree on the terms of money, biggest motivation, and workplace. Now, I also see that they missed the point of this resolution. They were arguing, they were fielding facts, statements, assuming that money is in place. They are talking about people who are in jobs, they are comfortable, they have achieved the foundation of the Maslow's triangle, the basic needs. These are the motivations for those people to climb up their career, shift jobs. We totally agree with that, but this is not the point. The base point is you need money to take a job. You need motivation. And the biggest motivation is always money, because you start with money right from the beginning of the job interview. So they missed the point. In fact, they fielded so many points, so many statistics, which doesn't say which one is the biggest motivator. They just fielded different points of motivations. No arguments about it, but which is the biggest motivator? It seems they don't want to tell it. It is money. Now, the second speaker, Toastmaster Smith, it is very difficult for us to conceive this concept when she said the top part of the Maslow's law is about self-actualization, and someone will work for no money, no food, and just to help someone. It doesn't happen in the real world, ma'am. Come on. Let's not make a point for a point. We are talking something serious. People like the blue collar people, the white collar people who struggle for the day, for the month. They don't have money. They want to sustain their family. Without sustaining the family, do you think these people can live happily? That is not the point here. And when we go down to our respected third speaker, Toastmaster Ramesh, he rightly pointed out the statistics. Yes, we didn't have any statistics, major statistics, but then we came up with evidences, interviews, a case of overtimes. So we had a solid background to support the resolution. And end of the day, I want to tell you that money is an important factor in a workplace.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manzoor. 30 seconds of silence for the judges to mark the ballots. Timer to indicate end of 30 seconds for Sergeant at Arms, DTM Khalid Abdullah, to ready the next speaker, please.
Toastmaster Stephen,
Yes, Toastmaster Khalid.
how is it going?
It's going good.
Great. May I remind you to pin the timer, please?
Okay, done.
Excellent. So whenever you're ready, just the normal request, please. Excellent. Good luck. Moderator, all yours.
Thank you, Khalid. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in inviting the captain of the negative team, Toastmaster Stephen George. Toastmaster Stephen George, you may begin your summary speech now.
Thank you, moderator. Members of the House, I believe that we do not need any artificial intelligence, and the human intelligence that all of us have is more than enough to understand the motion that's on the floor. That is, money is the biggest motivator at a workplace. As the team against the motion, we gave not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 statistics which clearly states that money is not. We had a research from the University of Florida, which stated that there is only 2% overlap between pay and job satisfaction levels. We had it from Gallup, a management consulting company, which stated that employees earning the top is just as satisfied as those at the bottom. Then we had a statistic from Deloitte, which stated that lack of employee appreciation is the biggest motivating the employee appreciation is the biggest motivating factor. Then we also had from Tiny Pulse, we had from John Chickchu and James Perry, which stated that employee engagement levels were 3 times more strongly related to intrinsic factors like job satisfaction, like camaraderie, peer motivation compared to the other ones. The second speaker of our team, Toastmaster Smita, very rightly gave 2 simple professions. One is the volunteer force. When 109 people live on a very lowly stipend. Why? Because they want to serve the society. Teach for America, the teachers there earn 25% less. Doctors Without Borders, again, doctors, they earn nothing for a 2-year stint just so that they can serve the third world countries. And then the third speaker, Toastmaster Anantaraman, very rightly said that the opposing team did not have one statistic. Think about it, one statistic which states that proves that money is the biggest motivating factor. If they cannot prove it and they just give evidences and personal opinions, last time I checked, a debate is a formal discussion based on facts, research, and statistics. If they cannot present facts, research, and statistics, then why are we even wasting 1 hour of our time debating on this topic? They did not have one theoretical model. And one theoretical model that they had was Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which, if I'm not mistaken, Abraham Maslow would have literally rolled on his grave, because you technically guys just inverted the whole pyramid, as if the highest level to reach is if you eat enough, if you live in a big house, you have reached the highest point of satisfaction. That is not the point over here. The biggest motivating factor, and like Toastmaster Mansoor said, the only thing that we agreed is the definition, and that is the main stimulating factor. The most relevant factor is not money. It is all the other factors other than money, such as job satisfaction, peer motivation, camaraderie. All of these play a part. And since you did not even bring one single statistic, I think the judges have a very easy decision and clearly know which part won. So I request the members of the House to reject this motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Stephen George. 30 seconds for the judges to mark their ballots. Timer to indicate end of 30 seconds for me to close this debate. Thank you. Thank you. Fellow Toastmasters, guests, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the second debate contest. Before I hand it over, I would just like to mention here, there were 2 points which, as a debate moderator, I had to watch. One was heckling. Now, just to clarify what is heckling, heckling, fellow Toastmasters, is interrupting a speaker. We did see some part of it, but it was more of a friendly batter. So I won't take this too seriously, what happened. It was absolutely fine. For me, heckling is tantamount to sledging, like in cricket. That is heckling for me, but this was pretty okay, acceptable. And as far as the summarizing was concerned, it was done very much within the limits. There was no extra points added, so I would not even mention that. So having said that, thank you all for being very supportive and encouraging to the participants. I now hand over the stage to the gracious MC this evening, Toastmaster Vijaya Sukumar.
Hello, can you please, can Mr. Anwar? Yes, thank you.
Hello, once again, everybody. Thank you, Toastmaster Rajiv Naik and all the debaters for that scintillating debate that has got each and every one of us wondering, what is it that truly motivates us? Food for thought once again. May I request Chief Judge TTMA to take the judges out to the breakout room. Thank you.
MC, the Chief Judge has left to the breakout room. I confirm. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anwar. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the knockout round of the Debaters Conference 2020. While the judges are busy compiling the results, let us now get some more stars or dignitaries in the galaxy of Toastmasters to come and speak to us. We are very honored to have several dignitaries gracing this occasion, and we would love to hear their thoughts about this evening. May I request District 116 PQD, DTM Thalayan, to please come and say a few words.
May I ask the PQD just to switch on his video, so I can unmute? Yes.
Hi, I'm audible. Am I audible? Mr. Khalid?
Yes, you are.
Okay,
yes, you are.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening, leaders. It is, in fact, great feeling to be back in this with the District 20 and 105, where we Qatar were earlier part of that. It is a great, nice feeling, as our RA already mentioned in the beginning. And we are very happy on that. And for me personally, it is a proud moment that the debate club that I was instrumental in chartering a few years back when I was a division director is today contesting in the inter-district contest. It is a great feeling for me. And actually, I wanted to just go back to that day when these things happened. We were all in Bahrain. We all met in Bahrain as a district 20 under the district directorship of R.A. Ali. And then PQD, Dr. Mohammed Maklouf, he called us a Qatar team in one room, and he was giving some tips for us to have a successful year. One idea he coined is, why don't you guys start a debate club, because Qatar didn't have a debate club. I took that idea very nicely, came back, and I sat with my area directors, then area directors, and believe me, 1st of July, we started that discussion, and 5th of July, the club was started, and I was very proud that we were the first club to start in that year in the district. Now, after a few years now, I'm very happy the club is still going strong, and they are part of this event today, and they did their best, right? That's a good thing, and I'm really happy that I'm very thankful for Dr. Makluf for his idea of starting this debate club. And I'm always here. I want to register one more gratitude that Don Predis from Kuwait. He was a tremendous support for me in the initial stages to get the clarity and get the idea how a debate club works, because we never had a debate club in Qatar. So there was a very big support for us. And with this guidance, my team, my founder, president, and VP, Verghese and Sania, they are here in today's also, they are watching. They took the lead to have that club going on. It was a great support for us. And today I'm very happy with all the 4 teams, the way they debated, the preparation, what they did it. It is very nice. And moderators and all the role players, they did their wonderful job. Great. And even I was learning a lot and how more professionally things have to happen. And my hearty congratulations to all the organizers and the participants for a wonderful debate. And I have a request to the organizers. Let this contest go on an annual basis to bring more and more participation of inter-district events there. With that, all the best to each and every one of you. And one more thing I want to tell you. Now, this event gave me another motivation now to look for at least 1 or 2 debate clubs in Qatar. Next year, I would like to work on that also to see how we can progress on that. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Thank you very much, DTM Thailand, for the insight. Thank you very much, DTM Thailand, for that insight into the history of your debating club. Now it is my pleasure to invite the president of RCS Debaters Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Mustafa, to please come and address the gathering.
Am I visible and audible?
Yes.
Okay. Leaders, fellow Toastmasters, debaters, and my dear organizing committee, a very good evening. It's a dream come true, really. Say, everybody means all the 4 clubs had in their mind to have a event something like this, but we were in our silos. We were not able to connect somehow. But 1 month before, somehow I got an idea how to connect it. So I just started Googling Toastmasters Debaters Club, and thankfully first club that I found was Elite Debaters Club. So then I approached, because DTM Wafa number was there, I got her in touch. Then thankfully she referred me to VP Education of Elite Debaters, which is Toastmaster Gayatri. When I talk about Gayatri, it's like Gayatri Mantram. In Hindu religion, you know, it's a very religious, what should I pray, in praise. Believe me, the moment I got in contact with Gayatri, she took it up like anything. She is the soul of this event. Right from day 1 till now, it is as if, you know, she's doing this on a regular basis. I think in the school, she's only doing debates. That's how prepared she is. She knows the ins and outs, how to take the team, how to politely command the full team. We are a team around maybe 20 people, and she is the one who is gelling with everyone. Wow. And thanks to Toastmaster Gayatri that this event has happened. Of course, the idea, everybody had it, but bringing it together and making it a success, it is all because of Toastmaster Gayatri. And about the event today, believe me, it was one of a kind that we tried out, and thankfully everything went well. The day one. Next week we'll have finals. Hopefully it will be another exciting event. And today we were all excited, same time nervous also, because many things depend on the technology also. And thankfully all the speakers were able to speak well without glitches. The full event happened to the satisfaction of the organizing committee. All the 4 teams did well, and good luck to all of them. Hope the 2 best team wins, and we expect a grand finale next Saturday. People who are listening to me as audience, I request you all to please join us next week also for a grand finale. With this, I hand over back to MC Toastmaster Vijaya. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. And you're very right. All 4 teams did a brilliant job tonight. With that, may I now invite the president of the first DTM club, Toastmaster Amor, to come and address the gathering.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, hi. Okay. Toastmaster Khalid Abdullah, are you there? Okay, so I'll just start it. The power of real debate is the language and intellectual honesty of the debaters. I repeat that. According to Ruzwan Bashir, and I quote, the power of real debate is on the language and intellectual honesty of the debaters. And today, we were able to be witnesses of the power of debate, as shown in the kind of language and intellectual honesty of the debaters, of each debater as they defend their team line. We in Diva Debate are very happy to be a part of this conference. We are sure that this is not going to be the first, the end all and the be all of this debate conference. We are sure that the next year and the years to come, there will be conferences like this, following the same format. We are happy because I am happy as president because this is the first time that our members incorporated the cross-examination in the debate. And I think they were very successful in doing that. We are happy in Diva Debate because this is the time that we are also celebrating our 100 meeting. So we have reached 100 meeting. So that's another thing to be happy. And win or lose for today is not actually losing because we, the participants, the debaters, whether they win or lose, they're still winners. They got the experience. That experience will be the springboard for next year's competition. So thank you very much for giving us a chance to be a participant of this debate. Thank you. Back to you, Madam MC.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amor. Couldn't have said it better. And at the outset, heartiest congratulations on the 100th meeting of your club. And you're very right. Every participation is a lesson in itself. The outcome is not only the learning or the gain that one has. Well said. Now, having heard from the dignitaries, I would like to call upon 2 gentlemen who took on the roles of moderators this evening. And I would like to know what was their experience conducting and moderating a debate online. So let me first call upon the first debate moderator for the first debate, Toastmaster Ahmad Shukri. Could you please come and share your experience and your thoughts about the debate this evening?
Good evening, Toastmaster Vijaya, fellow Toastmasters. I'm actually now
outside walking, I chose to take my the rest of the debating experience outside while I do a small walk. But thoroughly, I've enjoyed all the aspects of tonight's debate. I had no idea that the debate would be at that level of competency. And myself, I've learned so many new things, so many new items, so many new areas, technical and non-technical, of the debating experience. I have also seen that the Gulf has a lot of talent in terms of debaters, in terms of building cases and contentions, in terms of cross-examining and all the aspects linked to debating. I have a vision and a dream that what DTM, Gayatri, and the rest of the clubs have started tonight should be the starting point for a bigger dream, where we have another showcase with even more clubs and have the debating conference as a part and parcel of our agenda, even in the upcoming DTACs and district conferences, and invite even more people and to come and enjoy this noble and thrilling art of debating. I'm sure with this level of energy, this dream will be sooner than later. And I look forward for across the seas meetings with the debate clubs outside the Gulf. It's a dream that will be true with the likings of the Toastmasters we heard tonight, as well as the organizers. So for me, I can't wait for next week to see another thrilling debate between the winners tonight. And I wish them all the best of luck. Back to you, Tia Vidar.
Thank you very much. And I hope you are enjoying your walk as well. Now, I would like to call upon our second debate moderator, Toastmaster Rajiv Naik, to share his thoughts on the experience of this evening's debate. Toastmaster Rajiv Naik.
Thank you, Vijaya. Well, I'm not used to this form of debating. In District 105, we have a different form of debating. But we have been talking in our club to use a cross-examination also. We've been talking about it. We have never been able to do that. So now this gives us a chance to really change the way we debate, because this has been a very, very interesting concept. And today was a big learning experience for me too, because when I started a week back and they gave me the rules, I couldn't understand what was happening. But today I saw what was happening, and I did understand the meaning of what is heckling, because I actually saw it happening. And of course, we do follow the rules of not adding any extra material later on when you summarize. Having said that, it was a super duper experience, and I thought the DTM Gayatri has done a great job in organizing this, and I'm sure we look forward to many more of these, because it's good to have different countries coming and participating in these competitions, so that we learn, how the arguments are done, and it was a great learning experience. So I wish that we will have more of these inter-district debates in the future, and more clubs, not 4, but maybe 15, 20 clubs joining in, and that would be a great experience. Thank you. I hand it over to Toastmaster Vijaya.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rajiv. You're right. I hope we have many more such events in the future. Now, an event of this magnitude is never an individual's efforts, as I mentioned right in the beginning, at the outset. It is a synergy of several individuals, and it is only right to acknowledge each and every person who has contributed to the success of this event. So may I now invite the force behind this whole evening, the charismatic event chair, DTM Gayatri Ravindran, to present the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. That was a very warm welcome. We are late over by an hour, and on behalf of the organizing committee, we all thank you for your patience. Thank you so much. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests who are present here, and all those who are watching us on YouTube. Yes, there are people watching us on YouTube. An exciting evening comes to a close, and all of us are waiting with bated breath for the results. Chief Judge is here. So what am I doing here? I'll tell you what I'm doing here. Now, if I give this vote of thanks after the results, not one of you will remain to hear my thanks. So I'm very happy that I'm giving it right now before the results are announced. Now, a team is the sum total of all its members. And today, this event was possible because some wonderful minds with total commitment came together to make this happen. Let me start. I'm very proud to begin with the stars of today, our debaters, elite debaters. First, Diva, DTM debate, Tech debate, RCS debaters. Thank you for your passion and the conviction with which you debated today. Our debate moderators, Toastmasters, Ahmed Shukri and Raji Nayak. Thank you. Our beautiful master of ceremonies, Toastmaster Vijaya Sukumar, crisp, perfect. Our timers, Toastmasters Imelda Coralde, Anuradha Kamath, and backup Faisal. Our Sergeant at Arms, Chief Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster DTM Abdullah, Suhan, and Shyam Sundar. Our tech team, Toastmasters Anwar Adam, Lavanya Lakshman, Faisal Jamil, Hemant Mundra, and Noor Muhammad. Thank you for all of the work behind the scenes, and we can see this very clearly today. A very special thanks to our beautiful Chief Judge, DTM Ain Francis de la Cruz, ably supported by the ballot counters, Toastmasters Lavanya Lakshman, Nijo Johnson, Maydu Reza, and Biji Gittins. And thank you all those indivisible judges. You made, I'm sure you had a tough time. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank all our district leaders who attended today. First of all, Region Advisor DTM Ali Shahbaz Ali, thank you. Your support made this event a big success. Let me acknowledge also our district directors, DTM Wafa Salman, District 20, DTM Robin Anand of District 105, DTM Raghavan Menon, District 116, and how can I forget PQD of District 116, DTM Dayalan. All the district leaders who were able to attend today. And all this would not have been possible without a very special group of Toastmasters. Let me take their names very quickly. Toastmasters, Mustafa Ali, Amor de la Cruz, Ajita Sadasivam, Lavanya Lakshman, Anwar Adam, Noor Muhammad, Shweta Raghuraman, and Toastmaster Sunny. At the end, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say that today, whoever wins, which team wins, today, it is the power of words that has won outright. Debating is an art, it's a science, and it's a skill. And it's the amalgamation of all the three, language being the binding force. Now, the doors are thrown wide open. Let us get more people on board. Ladies and gentlemen, let's debate. Over to you, MC.
Thank you very much, DTM Gayatri. And now comes the moment that each and every one of us is waiting for, especially the team members. Bated breath, hearts pounding, pulse racing. Now it's time for me to zip up and end the suspense and to tell us who the winners of tonight are. May I invite Chief Judge DTM Ain de la Cruz to please announce the results.
Yes. Thank you so much. Do we have a thunderous applause before I start? Or digital applause? Digital applause is fine. Awesome. As Ms. Toastmaster Gayatri has said, what we have done today is indeed something spectacular. And I hope that we will continue doing this on a greater and grander scale. So without further ado, I would like to announce the winners of the first debate. And these winners will go to the final round. The best team of the first debate is the negative team, Elite Debaters. and with any debate, one person stands out as the one who has the most logical mind. He is able to give the best arguments, and he is able to connect all the facts. And this person usually wins the best debater. The best debater for this first round is Toastmaster Prince George. Right. Congratulations, elite debaters, and congratulations, Toastmaster Prince George. See you in the final round. And now, the second debate. Who won? The best team who presented their arguments flawlessly was RCS debaters, the negative team.
What? Can we check the result?
Yes. Hello?
RCS were the affirmative team, Chief Judge.
I'm sorry?
RCS were the affirmative team.
Sorry, the negative team won. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. It's the negative team. The negative team won. It's my Zoom is. Sorry. Take debate. Sorry, my mistake. Okay, yes. The best debater for this round is Mr. Stephen George. Let's give him a big round of applause. Or Stephen George. So we will see both negative teams on June 20 for the final round. We will see both elite debaters and take debate on June 20, and we hope that it will be another fantabulous event. Thank you so much for involving me, Toastmaster Gayatri, and everyone from Bahrain, Kuwait, Dubai, and Qatar. And I now turn you over to Toastmaster Vijaya. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chief Judge. Congratulations to the winners, Elite Debaters Kuwait and my own club, Take Debate Toastmasters Club. Congratulations to the best debaters, Prince George and Toastmaster Stephen George. Both the Georges have taken it home today. And congratulations to each and every participant. You all have contributed to the success and the win of this event that has taken place. And participants shall receive their certificates. It will be sent to them later on. Ladies and gentlemen, what an evening this has been. Extremely enlightening and an enriching experience. Our debaters did not hesitate to reveal their verbal claws. One could feel the mercury rise. Artificial intelligence is going to replace human intelligence. Money, the biggest motivator at workplace. Well, now you know the verdict is in. I, for one, am sure without human intelligence, there is no artificial intelligence. And while for some, money may make the world go around, my world revolves only around my near and dear ones. Their well-being is my motivation. A lot has been said, a lot has been debated, a lot for each one of us to mull over. Wishing you all a life full of discussion, debate, because that is what makes us all thinking individuals. It enhances our lives, helping us to take informed decisions, to live a fuller life. On that note, let me call it a night, remind you all to be there to cheer our finalists on the 20th June. Tonight, I end this night as a very proud president of my club, Take Debate Toastmasters Club. And I'll be there to cheer you on, Take Debaters and Elite. as we come for a face-off. Good night, everybody. Stay safe and secure.
Maybe it's a good idea to have a group photo. I don't know who's clicking, but whoever is clicking, it would not be me. I would just be smiling and waiting for someone to just press on the snapshot. DTM Gayatri, you want to say something? I'll unmute you.
Thank you everyone for coming. Please open the way, your windows of your videos. Let's have your faces. Let's see some beautiful faces. Come on, Shyam Sundar.